like 90 pounds.
Her name is Lita. Sometimes it's Boquita.
Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome to another Talkin' Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up, episode 24, Red Eyes Rush. We have a loaded podcast for you guys, and thank you for making us a part of your Wednesday nights, Thursday mornings, Wednesday afternoons, wherever you are in the world. We have a loaded studio for you guys. We are going to talk everything Return of Red Eyes Black Dragon. As you guys know, a personal favorite of mine. I kind of feel like I'm betraying him by wearing my Blue Eyes shirt, but, you know, what are you going to do? I didn't have a Red Eyes shirt, so next best thing.
It's forgivable.
We're going to talk all things Otis is Seto Kaiba. We're going to talk all things also Yuga versus Neil, which is the upcoming duel, the end of the arc, probably end of the season, although we don't know that for a fact. Yuga Neil 25-26, and we are going to be making our predictions formally on that duel as well. So thank you guys for joining us. I do want to thank the panel who is with me. As always, we have Pete, thank you. Kate, thank you. Nick T, thank you, Nick T.
Thank you.
And we have a special guest. It's been a while since we've had a guest. You might know him from the Vrains streams.
All right.
You might know him from his own channel, Legendary Duels. It's JC, Legendary Duels. How you doing, man?
How you doing, bro?
Welcome.
Speak
Welcome
to the mic.
aboard.
No problem. He's a good guy, and we're gonna talk.
All right.
We're gonna talk. No, I really do mean that. We're gonna talk a lot about about Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. I do want to thank every single one of you who donated in the last 7's Up stream. So big thank you to Otis Cunningham, Captain Rex, Nicholas Horton, Sean Gilbride, Ice Aiden, X-Slayer 64, Seth Power, Legendary Duels, thank you, man, Miguel Martinon, Anonymous Anime Lover, Solid Snack, Goose, Church of Flapple, XZ's Lover 104, D-Flood, SSB Synchro, Pegasus Seiya, and Mega Karibo. Thank you guys so much. 2 ways to donate, the link down below or the traditional super chat. I'm not going to, the link I get a little bit more of, but if you choose to donate and support me that way, which is never expected, it's never necessary, I'm not going to tell you which way to do it. Just know that I appreciate it, and that's how we have to kick off all these streams, because these streams would not be possible if it was not for you guys. 24.
Yes.
We're getting at the end. It felt like a very end of season episode.
Yes, it did.
Felt like a big table setter for the final duel.
Right, of course.
Especially the last 2 minutes or so.
We're ready to eat.
We are ready to eat. I love it. Thanksgiving right around the corner.
You said table setter.
Table setter. No, I got the
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah.
It was a good reference. I want to hear from you first. Whenever we have guests on, which I wish we could have more guests on, but because of obviously what's going on with COVID and these trying times, as Nick T says, it's not really possible to have that many guests on anymore. So I want to hear, whenever we get a chance to talk to you or anyone that's outside of the main crew, I want to hear from them immediately. I want to know your thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. I want to know your thoughts on this past episode, and just talk about the show so far.
Just run.
And make sure you speak into the mic.
All right.
You got to be on. If you want to pull your chair up so it's easier for
Yeah,
you.
you
got
to be right on it, bro.
Yeah.
These mics, be sensitive.
Yeah, get close.
And you
tight.
can take
It's
it
tight.
off.
Yeah,
You can
get
take
close.
it off, bro.
Yeah,
If
if
you
you wanna,
feel more
like, yeah.
comfortable.
All right, look.
But just
You
make
can
sure
take
it,
it.
Contact, that's
make sure it is
Yeah,
right
just
in your face,
Yeah.
bro.
Take it off.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Bring it
in your
up.
face, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're singing Titanic.
All right.
Probably even need to be closer than that.
Yeah,
right there,
right
right there, bro.
All right. Sweet,
There we
sweet.
go.
Right there.
All right. So what's the first question?
First question, your thoughts on episode 24.
Okay. My thoughts on episode 24. I liked it. The part that was most interesting about me was just the dialogue, mostly with Yuga, and how he was reacting towards his loss and towards Neil, like figuring out his whole thing with the, maximum summoning. And I found it interesting that like Yuga intentionally left something in the coding so that people could add on to it. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But then he was bothered by it, so I found it interesting that, because up to this point, like, Yuga hasn't been a very prideful character. He's been very chill. So, like, you would think that wouldn't bother him. But in this case, the fact that someone else actually did what he wanted someone to do, but now that someone actually did it, it's like, ooh, I don't know, like,
Right.
I wanted that to be me, There's
Yeah.
a little bit of pride in there, which I didn't expect that from him. So that's why I kind of shook him a little harder. So I found that really interesting. I love the fact that Gakuto got his win.
Yeah.
Against Otis, it was more focused on his side, which is good. Is that good? You can hear
No,
me?
you're good, bro.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, great. But yeah, I love that. Oh,
He's
no.
Oh, when I point to that camera.
Sorry, I can't. Like,
So we,
You're
we
good,
do,
you're good,
we
you're
do
good.
cues here for seamless transitions. And so when I click to change scene, I always point to this camera because you at home can't see that. You're obviously not used to that.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I'm pointing to this and you're like, what's going on? Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
All right, but yeah. So, what else did I like? I liked Gakuto's new ace, really cool. I love the little combo that he did where he basically switched Red Eyes to defense mode so that he could attack directly with the new ace's effect and stuff like that. So I thought that was an interesting way that played out. And I felt like they handled the episode the best way they could. You know, tried to fit 3 duels in one. Obviously, they just focused more on one duel than the others and kind of did it like it was happening simultaneously, which was great. But I thought the episode was good. I just liked the interaction between Roa and Yuga as well. And it's just interesting to see how he's going to, I guess, bounce back from it. Obviously, we already know he's going to get his own maximum
Yeah.
spoilers. But, I mean, everyone should know that.
Yeah.
Really. But, so yeah, I thought the episode was good, specifically for dialogue and a continuation from what just happened. I thought it was cool. I liked the lines that Neil said in the beginning of the episode right before, like, it cut to the intro. I thought that was really cool. You know, it's just, he's so smart and very intimidating. So I just think it was great. But yeah, other than that, everything else was pretty good.
Good. Well, good insight there.
Great.
Nick T,
Yes.
your thoughts on 24. I know you like 23 a lot.
I did like 23.
Your thoughts on
I
24.
did not like 24 as much. I enjoyed it.
I completely
But
agree.
I had issues with it, which I'll get to towards the end of this little rant. But for the most part, I think it was great. I mean, just as JC said, like the beginning where Neil kind of gives us the lowdown of what exactly we just saw, because it was psychotic in 23. What we just saw is like, hey, yeah, you left that like bit, and I did it, and it's like, all right, yeah. And I think that, like you said, the pride thing, and I think Roa helps. Yuga realized that like there's some pride. Like Roa kind of like served as like a therapist and like as a shoulder to cry on this episode, and it was really cool seeing him in that kind of role.
Yeah.
Because well, other than the one episode with what's his name, the drummer,
Geta.
thank you, Geta. We haven't seen much of like a personal side to Roa all that much.
No.
And like here he interacts with our main protagonist, and it helps him. It's to help our main protagonist like develop an idea of what like is going on in his feelings, and it's really cool. And in general, like the duel was good. My one issue though, I just like it's kind of the whole power of friendship thing, right? Like the whole reason I was and it just like all circles back. Like the whole reason like I was able to win, but with my resolve was because of my feelings for Yuga, and then leading us to, hey, the secret to beat maximum summoning is your resolve.
So you thought the secret was underwhelming?
The secret is incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
Like
I think
that whole like aspect of it, your resolve, kind of like that's what made them win the battle against Otis, and that's what's gonna have Yuga beat Neil. It just doesn't.
It was a little forced, right?
It was a little
felt
forced,
like-
and it's a little lackluster.
Yeah.
There's no secret. It's within yourself. And I get the message is great and all, but like, come on.
So Otis is a troll, man. He literally forced them to get 3 X's. No matter what happened, they were getting 3 strikes, and he really didn't give them anything. I mean, I guess he gave them insight, and I always try to, when something doesn't make sense to me, because I agree with a lot of what you're saying. When something doesn't make sense to me, I think, well, does it make sense if I was that age? Because when you're that age, you think much differently than you think when you're older. And so do you think differently when you're that age about the power that you have within yourself and the power of friendship? Because you don't understand it as much when you're younger. And I'm not playing devil's advocate. Because
No, that's a good point.
I do agree with what you're saying.
I think my issue is that it's both. You know, like if it was one, if they were able to overcome Otis without this whole power of resolve thing, and then Yuga's the secret to winning was, it can't be both for me. Like it just feels like too weak.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, and I understand. Yeah, if I was a 10-year-old, maybe I'd be like, you know, wow, I feel that. You know, this makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to infantilize it. It's just like, you know, if I was a kid watching Yu-Gi-Oh for the first time, which a lot of people probably are,
Yeah.
sure, it makes a bit more sense. But watching as I am now, it was a little lackluster. But the episode itself was great.
Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, they did him justice.
They did do him justice.
And what I liked
They overcame him
Well,
in a pretty.
He got bodied 3 times.
He didn't get bodied. They didn't attack him.
No, they didn't attack him.
Gakuto did
Oh,
not
you're right,
attack.
you're
Yeah,
right.
and
Yeah.
they did that to respect.
They did do it to respect him, and I like it. It was a very intelligent move. Like the whole they just bypassed it entirely, and I
Yeah.
thought it was a really clever duel.
Yeah, and Otis had 2 set cards. He didn't activate one of them, which was interesting. So could that other set card have turned the duel around, and he maybe at the end just kind of purposely let them all get through him?
The world will never know.
The world will never know, but we might know one day because I just think there's a lot more to Otis than still meets the eye.
100%.
And
Absolutely.
I
We still know nothing about him.
No, we don't. And I still believe the theory that he is Mr. Goha. I'm sorry. I just still believe
Who was
that.
also Seto Kaiba.
They're both said okay.
This
Yeah,
episode, so I do
everybody's
have to say, and a
said
big
okay.
thank you every week to Entame. And Entame is going to be a guest on this podcast for 2 weeks, making her guest debut. And then we
In 2 weeks, not for 2 weeks.
Well, she's never leaving.
That'd be sick, though. No, come on. How sick would that be?
one word makes a big difference there.
Yes, it does.
In
It
2
really
weeks
does.
on the season finale episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up, so we're really excited to have her on. I will open up a Twitter thread where you guys can ask her questions as well, interested in how she does her subs, anything like that. That'll be a fun stream. She kind of made a little bit of a, I got you post on Twitter, which I loved because she originally translated Otis's name as Otes.
Yes.
And there were so many people that bashed her for it and said that's not how you say it.
I called you
It's-
out for influencing
You
her for
called
that.
me out for influencing it, and I don't think I had any.
I was joking.
Yeah, and I don't
but
think I had any influence in it, but it was almost like a I was right moment, and she I think had a right.
She deserves
to,
it,
Yeah,
dude,
she
yeah.
did. So I do want to give
She did that on intuition and
she
won.
called it immediately from the beginning,
Yeah.
and there was so much uproar for whatever reason that she changed it back to Otis with an I because who wants to deal with
You
it?
threw your pen.
Because who wants to deal with it? I don't
Yeah.
blame her for doing that at all. But the fact that you're right, I mean, that feels good. I know how that feels. That feels good.
Why would anyone care about that?
Because people like to,
I don't know.
Well,
you
because
know.
I understand that it might be playing into the idea that it's Seto Kaiba if it's not.
It's obviously a reference to it.
Right, of course.
It wouldn't be, I guess, if the name was spelled IS, and I guess that's the idea, but
Yeah.
it is
So it
now,
is- it is
obviously.
Well, I mean, we get our character named Revlover, who uses his
Rev Lover?
Revolver backwards, who uses his link monsters and debuts links into the show. We'll look back at Otis and we'll say, wow, that was a pretty nice foreshadow. Jack.
Someone said
I
that
guy.
the dono thing isn't popping up on the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Let me take a look.
Yeah.
Pete, your thoughts on the episode?
No, Kate, you tell me.
Okay, your
No,
thoughts.
no. Go ahead. I know, but I want you to go.
Okay.
You're a piece of garbage.
I don't know. I was. It was pretty lackluster for me. I mean, I just watched it like an hour ago when I came over here, and it felt very disjointed. Like that they had a few ideas for what they wanted to go, coming into what we assume is going to be this kind of like 2-part finale here of Yuga versus Neil, and I feel like they wrote it as almost like they wanted to use some of those other pieces and expand them if they had more episodes before this finale. And instead, they kind of used pieces, put them all together in one episode, and I'm left wondering what's going to happen with some of these conversations. Now, I could be proven completely wrong. Maybe we get some flashbacks of what happened, but like, especially cutting off that Yuga and Roa conversation. I want to know what was said there when Roa grabs this man and goes face to face with him and is almost like kind of shaking like confidence back into him.
Yeah.
I want to know what that conversation was that kind of revitalized his spirit. And we don't get that. We just get a cutaway and we go somewhere else. And like those are classic like movie and TV show tropes that I don't like when they cut away and it's for us as the audience to do the work to put in what happened.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that. So in the next 2 episodes, Yuga could definitely say what Roa said to him.
They could even cut back.
Yeah, and I'll
show it.
take all that back. For the moment, though, there was moments like that I didn't love. I understand that they focus more on Gakuto, which I loved. And it was nice to get Gakuto not only a win, but get him some focus for the first time in a while. But not even showing at all, like, really Roman or, Rook's Fields. I thought that was a little odd. Like, it just kind of... It shot to them like doing the finishing move of, piercing, direct damage, and it was over.
Yeah.
And then, as Nick T pointed out, it was one of my least favorite things in terms of writing that shows have done, where you go, you pay all these consequences, you win, these things happen, and then you go, well, the secret answer is it's always been inside of you.
Yeah.
And it's like a fortune cookie that I opened up. Like what that was this literally was it was pointless.
Pointless.
Like there was
Absolutely
nothing that
pointless.
happened with this besides awesome Red Eyes Black Dragon. That was great
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
But that's all that came out of that. That's
Yep.
it. And I'm not a huge fan of stuff like that. So it was a weird episode coming off of what I thought was the best moment in the show.
Yeah.
And then
They-
and it was a great opening to this episode.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just it was diminishing returns after that for me.
It was the mission.
Yeah, I feel like they had
Well
a
said.
lot of momentum coming into this episode, and it kind of fell apart a little bit. Not that the episode itself was bad, but it just, I don't know. I expected more to come out of it than we got.
Yeah.
You know what's Nick, you can go.
I would just say like an actual like piece of code or like a card or a like something. You know.
You know what's weird? Listen, I like the episode a lot. Not as much as 23. 23
was-
for me is
oh
still
my
the
God,
best
dude.
episode in a while.
Yeah.
But I thought this episode did what it needed to do to get us to Yuga versus Neil again. But the overarching thing here that I don't love is that this is the only episode between a Yuga and Neil rematch that I think is going to probably end in a Yuga win or a draw no
That
result.
seems where we're going.
It seems
Yeah.
we're headed that way. Obviously, we'll make our formal predictions in a little bit towards the end of this stream.
Sure.
But it's it almost felt a little rushed, the duel, and even just the last 4 episodes. I'm surprised that we are only getting a 1 episode buffer between a Yuga Neil rematch. I think I would have liked to see a little more trial that Yuga would have had to go through before getting the right to even rematch Neil after being blown out of the water.
Some training of some kind.
Yeah,
or,
you
like,
know,
prep,
and it
yeah.
doesn't have
That
to
would
be.
cool, actually.
Yeah, and it's kind of quick. I mean, obviously, you're the only other one here that's seen every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Through and through. When Yuma got smoked by Kaido, they didn't duel again for another 30, 40 episodes. Might have even been longer. Yugi Raphael, Yusei Kiryu. You can think about all those matchups where our protagonist had a very, shocking defeat, because that's not always a defeat in every case, but where they lost something, they lost themselves. And in all those examples I just listed, and we've seen it with Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time, and I think it works. And it doesn't have to be a 40-episode gap.
Right.
But I would at least like maybe 5 or 6 episodes at the minimum to see the characters, to know that there's this looming threat and this looming duel of Yuga and Neil. They have to rematch again. And that Yuga needs to kind of find himself. And the fact that we only have a 1 episode buffer between Yuga getting blown out of the water and now Yuga rematching Neil, potentially beating Neil,
right.
seems very, very quick. It seems like it's happening
Even if
very quick.
If there was 1 extra episode in
Yeah.
between, I would have been
If
happy.
it was a 2-parter, it could have been fleshed
Yeah.
out more.
Yeah, sure.
But 1 episode buffer is just too little.
Yeah, and the duel was
It's
very
like
quick.
A day later. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, the next day, like we get kicked out, whatever, we do our thing, and then the next day.
And to add to what Pete said, I loved the fact that Yuga went to Roa rather than the main 3.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Because
Yes.
I think that says a lot about even just Yuga's intelligence, knowing that an outside perspective is going to help him more in this case. And I think
I think he respects his dueling prowess.
Right.
Right. And so that's the perfect person to talk to.
yeah.
A literal god, you know.
But
Depending how he views
but as to what you said, I don't disagree with what you said when you just wish that we saw more substance in the conversation. I completely agree, and we might get that. We might get that in flashbacks and
could
stuff.
absolutely get that.
But even you just add another episode that is mainly plot focused, or you have this Otis duel last a little longer, and maybe he summons Red Eyes and Blue Eyes in one duel, and they really have to overcome these 2 legendary fearsome dragons. And there's more turns. I mean, this was another turn, 1 turn, 2 turn. That's it. Very quick on the dueling end. It just felt like a very speedy episode.
It's just always tough for me of like, what a shocking loss, right, that Yuga had against Neil, which was awesome.
Decimated.
Yeah.
It was
And
amazing.
I love that they took the show in that kind of like direction.
Yeah.
And then presumably in the next 2 episodes, you imagine Yuga's probably going to defeat Neil, right? Could he stick around? Sure, but like I want to spend more time in Yuga going through, and persevering, and I want to spend more time of what Neil's doing. I want to know more about that character, and I want more Yuga Roa interactions. I really love the chemistry that they
Yes.
have with each other, even if it's kind of polar opposites.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to see more of that on screen.
I mean, the crazy thing is, and someone pointed this out to me, Neil debuted by face in episode 16 after the Arya Arata duel.
Yes.
So
It's quick. It's like 10 episodes.
10, 11 episodes, and from Neil's debut, he beats the protagonist and then potentially loses the protagonist, and then
Correct.
that could be the end of Neil for a while.
Could be. It's all speculation.
Hopefully
right
it's
now.
not,
Yeah.
because I really do love Neil as a character. And, you know, we're also, Sevens has been different. And we are also going into this with the mindset that Yuga's definitely going to win. That might not be the case.
No, you know what? It would be awesome though if they kind of subvert expectations and do like a draw no result or
Right.
or an outright loss. Like
Right.
that'd be great.
And you know what I'm so curious on, and I feel like it's okay if we get a little off topic here. I'm so curious, and we're going to make predictions on this as well going into the final duel, as
Yes.
to where this show goes after this duel.
Absolutely.
Because it's going to be Yuga Roa, and let's say Yuga wins, which the signs are probably, I'd say he's a slight favorite to win.
Sure.
Let's say Yuga wins and Neil is defeated. I think I said Yuga Roa, but I meant Yuga Neil. And Neil is defeated. Yuga's unlocked the door to the new world because remember that mecha, that massive Gundam, was in his dream and he realized that's the key. He's going to summon it in the next duel. We know that's going to be the case. So he's going to unlock the door to the new world. So episode 27 is going to be really, really interesting.
Yes, it
Is
will.
the new world figurative? Is it literal? Is it a world we have maybe seen before?
Don't do that.
Well, no,
Don't
I'm
do
just
that.
saying. You never
He
know.
just wants it
You never
so
know.
bad.
You looked at the camera.
I looked at the camera because I'm sure people out there have the same wonder as me. Is the world a Link of Reigns? A dense city?
You see the way he says it?
Wait, I saw.
He's like a
So
traveling salesman. You see it?
No, I'm not. I'm not a traveling salesman.
You come up to your door and go, "Do you want to buy the entire 23-volume set of encyclopedias right now?"
Listen, I think that there is a real intrigue as to where the show goes after Yuga Neil, and based on where the show goes after Yuga Neil, which we're all going to go around the table make predictions on where we think. So start thinking about that. I would maybe be okay with Yuga beating Neil this quick, but it really depends. I mean, if they say in episode 20 at the end of 26 or at the beginning of 27 we're going into the Vrains, then I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah.
But if they say, you know, if we just kind of start introducing random characters again,
Right.
and we kind of feel like it's a little bit of a restart, and then I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it. I'm not going to love it. So it really does depend. And this duel I think this duel has great potential. We know Neil's going to maximum. We know Yuga probably is going to maximum. I think this duel has great potential.
I think it'd be great.
So I'm really
be
excited
the
for
best
this
duel of the
duel.
show.
Yeah, it very well could be.
Yeah.
Has all the billing to do so.
You just jump right into the brains. Oh, you just wanted to say it, didn't you?
No, listen. I'm a believer.
Saku comes out. JC just shuts his computer and calls it a day.
It'll be okay, man. It'll be okay.
It would be okay. Yeah, it would be okay.
I had to. I'm sorry.
I'd be done. That's it.
JC,
I'm
JC, I want to know. 24 episodes into Sevens. I want to know your thoughts on the show as a whole.
Sure. All right. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same thoughts as the last time. I've just overly enjoyed it. It's just been fun, comical, love the characters, and it's been getting more intense because of Neil and the. All right, sorry.
We're good. Don't worry.
All
You're
right.
probably just
But
did
yeah,
it now.
it's been getting more interesting because of Neil. You know, he brings more of that intimidation factor into it, and
Yeah.
you know, he's very smart, very intellectual, just like Yuga. And their interactions are very interesting. I'm curious to see where this goes from now on. We'll talk about that later, obviously, where we think it's going to go. But so far, I just think it's been great. I've just really enjoyed it. I don't really have any major issues with it. I'm a very easy person to please, also.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it would be interesting, I guess, to see more stakes. But then again, what stakes are there going to be? I guess. I mean, other than their accounts being deleted, which seems to be like the biggest stake, which would be kind of serious if they can't duel anymore. But I'm sure you could find a way around that. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see what next villain they're gonna introduce to like increase the intensity of the show, I guess. But other than that, I've just enjoyed it. I like the characters a lot. I like how they've even utilized a lot of the side characters a lot because
Yeah.
they usually don't. So that's actually a fresh of breath air, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just curious to see where the show goes from here. I'm gonna keep watching. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. I always like to ask people who come on what their thoughts on the show as a whole are, because you're not here every week to give us your thoughts. Sometimes you only come on once every 20 episodes. So that's why I always like to ask that question.
I do love the idea of maximum summoning. I think that's really cool.
Right, yeah.
I like how they
Yeah.
do that. Like it's 3 different monsters that are combined together, but it's not really a fusion. It reminds me of Exodia, right? Like you got the 5
Yeah,
pieces.
you need the 3 pieces. It's like an
Yeah.
easier to get off Exodia.
Yeah,
Especially because you can draw more too in this game.
yeah. So it was very unique the way it's done, kind of bringing back an old thing but making it more of a staple.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
And I just think that's really cool. And I want to see more of where that goes. And I definitely think Rush Duels is going to keep evolving more as the show keeps going.
Well, we know, and speaking of that, we know for a fact, and a lot of people I think forget this, we know for a fact that Rush Duels have an extra deck. That was already confirmed to us the second they showed the zones and the board for Rush Dueling. So it's just a matter of time before we get a fusion or a synchro or something like that in Sevens and then in the game of Rush Dueling. Speaking to your point on the fact that it is evolving. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there were any. Oh, something else I wanted to talk about with you guys on 24. And again, I think this is probably the biggest indicator that Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens is probably not going to have insanely high stakes. And the biggest indicator was something that very quickly happened in this episode. When they're trying to find out where Yuga is or find out more about maximum summoning, one of the characters that they talk to in the sequence is Geta. And remember the last time we saw Geta, he was being taken care of by Neil when he fell through that. And now he's completely fine. They never really addressed it. And I think that when you see moments like that, you have to take a step back and I think remember that, all right, it's not going to be serious in the way that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not going to be serious in the way that we're used to as Yu-Gi-Oh fans, where you lose a duel, you die. Maybe we'll get to that, but I don't think we will.
I don't think we will either. I also think as long as we don't see Schrodinger again, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, but Schrodinger we will never see again, and we will always wonder, is he alive or is he dead?
We better.
And that is Schrodinger's cat. So they nailed it.
They nailed
with
it.
that character.
They better have.
Yeah, they did. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I mean, there's a lot that we're going to talk about with 25. This is like episode 22 where we talked about 22 for a little, and most of our focus was on Yuga, Neil, and 23.
Yep.
And I have a feeling this podcast, most of our focus is going to be on Yuga, Neil, and 25, 26. Especially that 25 preview. I don't know if you saw the episode 25 preview.
Yes, I did.
Okay, with Dark Magician.
Yes.
So we got to talk about that.
Yes, we do.
And we are going to. But before we do that, before we get to 25, let's take a couple of donations if we have any.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys so much. Excited to hear what you guys had to say about the episode. I know a lot of people were high on the episode. I genuinely didn't like the episode quite a bit. Not as much as 24. So you guys definitely gave probably the harshest criticism of the episode that I've seen so far. So I'm interested to see what people out there wrote about the episode.
Sean Gilbride donated $11.11.
11.11. Thank you,
you,
Sean.
Sean.
Make a
Before
wish.
you read that, I know 10th you donated $1, I think, via the link like 30 minutes before we went live. Thank you, 10th, as well for that.
Okay. He said, "Man, it was nice seeing Red Eyes again and seeing Gakuto win for once."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that could be my bias. My bias for loving this episode could very well be Red Eyes Black Dragon. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that. If someone came at me and said the only reason you like 24 is because Red Eyes Black Dragon was in the episode, it's like,
That
maybe,
might be.
maybe. I mean, maybe it was. Maybe that's the only reason.
Maybe.
I thought the episode just did what it needed to do to get to Yuga Neil. I wish there was more time for it, but there's not.
Did you like the Mizaburo cameo there in the ramen shop there?
I did like the Menzaburo cameo. Yeah.
Of course, Rook would go there.
Well, yeah.
Ramen.
But
Where else would
usually-
he go?
Yeah, he probably wanted to eat.
Think it with his stomach.
Yeah,
Always.
exactly.
Yeah.
A true man.
Sean, you always donate 11.11. It's really unnecessary. Thank you for. It's a very big donation as well. Thank you so much, Sean. And yeah, Red Eyes, holy cripola, as I say. I don't know why I
Holy
said that.
cripple.
Cripola.
Cripola.
You say cripple?
What?
Who says that?
Hello?
Sean, thank you, man. I appreciate
He
it.
goes, as they always say, said no one ever.
Beautiful.
Davis Enos donated $2.
Thank you, Davis.
Davis.
Said, Playmaker. Man, this guy again? FJC. Hashtag brains.
Wow.
Is that why you were smirking over there? I saw some looks.
Oh my
I
god.
saw some
that's
looks.
too
I'm like, what's
good.
going on over there?
I mean, every time.
There you
I do
go.
want to clear the record, by the way. JC does not hate brains.
Right, but that's synonymous
But
with him.
Yeah.
we just I kind of just stuck.
It's all your fault, Dylan. All your fault.
I'm not going to take responsibility for it. But Davis, thank
But
you.
it's
for,
your fault.
But that's common for Dylan, though.
Thank you, Davis. I
He doesn't take
appreciate it, man.
responsibility.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Dang, Kate. Right for the throat.
Next dono is from XLayer64. Donated $5.
Thank you, X-Slayer.
Said if there are any monsters from previous Yu-Gi-Oh series to become legend cards, which one should it be?
So just for reference, the legend cards that we have right now, Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Summon Skull, and Dark Magician.
Right.
If I could
right.
pick anything,
Yeah. Stardust Dragon.
right there. You
Yeah.
kidding me?
That'd be
Yeah.
I'll
hot.
freak out.
Yeah, I was going to pick Neos, which is an ace that Judai gets
Yes,
a little
of
later in the show. You know him. Pete will get to him. Stardust is a good pick. Any ace that the protagonist or rival had, I think is a good pick.
I would probably pick Giant Rat.
Yes.
That would be pretty crazy.
good pick.
That
Good pick.
you'd be mean for life.
No, stop. We're going to stop this conversation right here. Giant Rat is, I'm dreading the day because I know a day is coming where Giant Rat is going to be a Rush Duel card.
That's gonna happen.
That's pretty much like a guarantee.
Can't wait.
And they're going to remake his artwork, and I'm going to have a new Giant Rat artwork to torment me. But if he's a legend card, I'm going to throw some fists.
Yeah,
At
you
who?
going to Konami?
I'm going to
Oh man.
They cannot make Giant Rat a legend card, and they won't. They're intelligent human beings.
Wow. What?
They are.
Oh, you really throwing shade at our.
A Giant Rat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I have no problem with that.
Wow.
See, this is why you get all those gadget cards out of the pack
I
because
know,
of the
dude.
disrespect for these minor cards.
Yeah, you
That's what
deserve
you
it.
do.
Thank you for the donation.
Giant Rats in the chat, please. Thank you.
No,
Yeah, baby.
I would pick Neos. If I had to pick one for Duel Monsters, if I had to pick another one for Duel Monsters, Dark Magician Girl.
What about Exodia?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Exodia would be great, but Exodia is tricky because with a
Max
legend
summon.
card, you can only have one. So maybe every piece of Exodia was a legend.
Yeah.
I
And
guess
there's
I
only
get that.
3 zones anyway.
Oh, and there's only 3
This-
zones.
Oh wait, but you don't
Somehow-
summon them. You just show
somehow
them.
Exodia might
figure
be
it
too
out.
easy with Rush Duels where you can just
Yeah.
keep restocking your hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Still
would be
so cool to
broken.
see.
Yeah. I think Dark Magician Girl is an obvious pick.
Yeah.
That she's coming. She's gonna come.
Yeah.
I have a pick too, but
What is it pick?
Blackluster Soldier.
oh yeah,
Good
that'd
pick.
be great.
I still love him.
Yeah, he's great.
That'd be great. Ritual summoning.
Yeah, exactly.
That would definitely be like the first one they would probably pick for a ritual summon.
Yes.
If they're gonna
Definitely.
go OG,
if they go, if they do that. Yeah.
What's your pick?
For me, I don't know why. The first thing that popped into my head, I don't know why I really like it. I want to see like Guilford the Lightning,
Oh, Guilford the
and he has
yeah.
a great
That'd
effect
be
because he
sick.
destroys all monsters when
Yeah,
he's summoned.
yeah,
So
a classic
that would be
Jonochi
great.
card. Yeah, Jonochi the Lightning. Gearfree the Lightning would be great. Yeah,
Did you say Janochi the
I almost
He did.
Great question, and thank you for the donation. We're gonna take a few more, and then we are gonna discuss all things Yuga Neil.
Love it.
Nicholas Horton donated £5.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Nice.
Thank you, dude.
Said, hi guys, I'm looking forward to episode 25,
Yes.
Yuga versus Neil round
Yes.
2, and how 26 will conclude.
I agree.
Yeah, 26, end of the arc, most likely end of the season. Yeah,
To be determined.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the
Yeah.
duel, and we're going to talk a lot about the duel in the next segment, Nick. But we're all excited here, and we're going to get way more into that very soon. Thank you for the dono, dude. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you, Nick.
Jack Knight 21 donated $5.
Jack, thank you so much, Jack.
It said, hey Dylan, there was an LCS tournament this weekend. I made it to day 2, however, did not make top cut to top 16. I used virtual worlds.
Wow, that's pretty.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome, Jack. Thank you for the donation first and foremost. Making it to day 2 is pretty impressive,
Yeah.
right?
Way
And you'll
farther
get
than-
him next
I
time.
mean, I've
Any of
never
us
made
go.
it to day 1.
No, Jack is a very good duelist, and sorry you didn't make top 16, man. But you just keep grinding, you keep practicing. What always impresses me about you, Jack, is you have a lot of versatility with a lot of different decks, and that's what I like about you. I feel like every time you write, you're using a different deck, so it takes a lot of skill to be able to do that.
I really appreciate diversity than using the same deck over and over. And
Yeah,
over
oh.
again. I mean, it gets
Yeah.
wins, but it's just kind of like have a little bit more creativity.
Yeah,
and fun
yeah.
than
Go
that.
outside your comfort zone. So
Yeah.
virtual world, that's awesome,
I respect
man.
that.
Thank you for the donation, and best of luck to you in your continued tournament play.
Best of luck.
Yes.
Where does he exactly play?
They're hosting tournaments online. A lot of the places.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Normally, you would go to your local shops
Right.
and they would host weekend tournaments.
But
But
I imagine with everything going
yeah,
on.
that hasn't been
Yeah.
happening for a while now.
Especially not at Hobby Man.
Well, 'cause they
Big
shut
Rest in
down.
ribs.
peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
That was
Big
messed up.
ribs. F in the chat.
No, I feel bad about saying
You
that,
live pretty
actually.
close to Hobby Masters.
I do. I could.
Were
I
you
could walk there.
instrumental in shutting down the shop?
No,
No,
I
you
Yeah,
should
like-
open your own in your house.
I should open one there.
In your house?
In his house?
yeah, I think it would be pretty
Why
cool.
not just rent out the lot?
Yeah.
You know how much that's going to cost?
Probably a lot.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
think
they-
about it. If you do it at your house, you could use your sister as labor. You don't even have to pay her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free labor.
Like-
that's a
You
good point.
also can write off your property tax if you
Right.
have a business at home.
Yeah.
But then you have to pay business tax.
Yeah. Then when they start looking into your business, and
Yeah.
realize
Well,
that Nikki's
right.
doing a
Now, I'm
lot
not
of
saying,
illegal
and I'm not
things.
saying
Yeah.
it's legal to do
Right.
that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you got Caliber.
I could
who
just
knows
start
how to-
writing. Yeah, he can cook. the
Caliber
books.
knows how to-
Calibro
Calbro is
cook
going to
the book.
cook
He
the
knows how to
books.
make things
He
look
is.
Right. Right.
Let's just say that.
I like that.
shouldn't be saying this live.
No, that's right. For Big Johnny down at Applebee's, Caliber's cooking the books.
Big
Big
John.
John.
Big Johnny.
Hey, you had to go with the John, huh? All right.
Big John.
Johnny.
Oh,
In reality, that
God.
Applebee's is not doing too hot.
You don't think so?
Well, if Cal's cooking the books, then it can't be.
You're right. You're right.
Wait, that's illegal.
Nicholas, Jack Knight, thank you, man. I appreciate
Next
it.
Um, Ice Aiden donated $2.
Thank you, Ice.
S-
Done.
Said, what legendary monsters would you like to see?
Well, very similar question.
Yeah.
So we kind of already answered that. I
well, I'll
say.
miss you a question then. I'll take
Yeah.
a variation. of
Okay,
that.
which I
Well,
like.
yeah. How about what legendary monsters do you want to see in Sevens?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying directly from Brains. Is there?
Why
is there
specifically from?
just because it's our most recent show, and we all did the podcast of that previously.
Fair.
What legendary monster do you want to see from that show? Just pop up. It probably won't, but what would you want to see?
I'd love to see Firewall Dragon.
Like it's the return after they banned it.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, the what's it
Alright.
called? The
I'd like
Maybe
to
maybe
see.
he'll get more screen time than Brains.
Nick's gonna pick
The-
up. Nick's gonna pick backup secretary.
no.
I would like. I would
the
like
arrival.
Oh, the
The
arrival.
Arrival. I think Heat Lio would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to see
That'd be
that.
great. Yeah.
Actually, backup secretary.
For Legends, I mean, what better Legends than the God cards, right? We got to see those.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, give me
Gotta see
just give me
those.
obelisk, bro.
Come on.
Yeah, Obelisk would be pretty
They're-
cool.
You know they're going to milk the nostalgia with the God cards at some point.
Yeah, they probably will. Obelisk would be pretty cool
Yeah.
to see.
Borlo Dragon.
Borload.
That
Yeah.
too.
That'd be
Borload would be
great.
cool. A Trickstar monster would be cool. Yeah.
Would you want to see Dakota Talker
I
or
wouldn't
any
be,
variation of? The
I wouldn't be
Talkers?
opposed to seeing the Code Talkers
Yeah.
back, but they're not my first choice.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
The only interesting thing about like the Rush Duel cards, if you've noticed, all the cards just have usually one effect, right? They all have one effect. So like
Right.
cards that get transferred into Rush Duels that have multiple effects, like they would have to like change everything up because
Yeah.
because there's usually just one cost and then the effect, right, for every single card.
Right, right.
Which is why they kept Dark Magician and stuff because they don't even have effects.
Yeah, well,
So-
that's the thing. A lot of the old cards that they have imported are vanilla monsters or like traps and spells.
Yeah.
They haven't really touched like the synchro monsters
Or
and
like
the
really
fusions.
basic monsters.
Yeah, and monsters that like have deeper effects because they're probably nervous to do that.
Yeah, because they want to keep it simple.
Yeah, right now at least that's what they want to do. It's still in the we're still in the very very infancy stages of this game.
Yes, we are.
And as we grow as human beings, the game will grow, and that's just life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So Ice Aiden, thank you for the
That was
donation.
deep.
We're gonna take a
Also,
couple
that delivery
more.
was very.
Thank you, man.
Was very bench.
That's,
The way you delivered it.
no, you know what?
As we will grow as human beings, so will the game grow, and that's life. That's how you said it. Am I wrong?
I didn't say it in that voice.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
You,
Next
you
dono.
did a little
Next
bit. A little
Next
bit.
dono. Next dono.
I was pulling it up.
Whoa, you're getting a little impatient.
Yeah.
Relax,
God,
Ben.
I'm not even getting paid. Nicholas Horton donated £5.
She's not
and said, I mentioned in the regular a while ago that Mr. Goha has a split personality. Goha and Otis are the same person.
Yeah, so Nicholas, I love that theory. First of all, thank you for another donation, dude. I seriously appreciate it. I'm all in right now on the Goha Otis theory.
Let's ride with it.
I have to go all in on a theory, at least once during the show. And my early theory for Vrains was that Jin and Revolver were the same person. You remember that theory?
That would have been sick.
So my early theory for this show has to be I'm all in. Otis and Goha, same person, man.
I'd love to see it.
And Goha is the mastermind behind creating this new style of dueling while holding up the image of authoritarian, but bending the rules because of Otis, or thanks to his Otis personality.
But he's the head though.
But we
A
know
split personality.
nothing about Mr. Goha. We know nothing about him. We
That's
don't know about his
true.
person. We don't know about his wants. We don't know about his dreams. I don't even know what high school he went to.
All I
We
know
know
is-
nothing about the guy.
No, all right, hold on.
That's how he laughs. That's
I'm
all I
gonna-
know.
We just know how he laughs and that I know you like to laugh, but he pointed out that information on that newspaper when they were trying to find out what the
Yes.
steps
Listen,
to
if
take.
that's the credit 24 episodes in that you're trying to give this man,
But he's only been in like 4 of them.
he needs a resurgence for season
The
2.
top of Hexagon, 6 competent members at the top of Goha's corporation.
You're going to call them competent after they got blasted.
They were
by
trying.
Neil.
They were trying to figure out what
Anyway,
to
it
do
was a
next.
blasting.
It
And
was
Goha
exactly.
pointed it out.
It was a 5-on-1. As
And
Nikki
Goha
just said,
pointed it
it
out.
was literally the meme of. And anyway, I just started blasting. That's what Neil did.
Listen, I understand. Do you have a fact check there?
No, I want to play devil's advocate, but finish your sentence.
I understand why you might have lost faith in the top of Hexagon, but all I know is that Mr. Goha, every time he's been on screen, he captivates the audience like not many others in this show. That's all I'm going to say. Nick
That's
T.
fair. So I'm going to open this question up. Not even just anime characters, not even just show characters, not even just anything you'd see on TV. Any character from any form of media. How many of them do you know what high school they went to?
I know where Joey from Friends went to high school.
What high school?
I believe I believe it was the high school of Brooklyn Bed-Stuy.
I can't. I don't know if that's even canon. But
Of course, it's canon. You've never seen Friends?
I've seen Friends.
Don't
Alright,
worry.
it's canon. But
Anyway,
my point
I
being,
don't disagree.
It is. No, it is.
But Joey Fatone from Friends went to high school at
Let's see, Joe.
Brooklyn Bedminster. So
Joey
Bedminster?
Fatone is a Backstreet
anyway,
Boy. Or
listen.
NSYNC.
I don't know what
we
that
just need
is.
the next donation, then we're gonna get back to Yuga Neil.
Joey
He probably didn't graduate from
Fatone.
high school.
Is he Backstreet Boys?
But
Or
it's
is he-
definitely not where
or
Joey
is he-
Tribbiani went to high school.
Or is he NSYNC? Hold on, I need to figure this out. We're gonna go off the rails for a second.
I apologize, guys.
Off the
I
road. That's what we
apologize.
do.
You started this.
Do we know?
I
Yeah.
did.
There's an
What?
episode called Joey and the High School Friend, but we don't know what high school.
NSYNC. Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, why'd you
Makes
say
sense.
Joey Fatone?
Yeah. Joey Fatone is
It
the
looks a
singer
little
in
different these
NSYNC.
days, huh?
Yeah,
They all do.
they all do. Next dono is from Captain Rex, donated $2.
Thank you, Cammy.
Said 2 awesome summons. Smiley face. # best boy Gakuto.
Yeah,
honestly.
2 cool summons. We didn't even talk about Gakuto in this episode that much, but he got a win.
It was very nice.
Yeah,
it was nice
so-
to see him get the attention.
Yeah,
In the
I'm
duel.
I'm very glad and
Yeah.
happy that it was all really centered around him and he
Yeah.
was the main focus.
He needed it.
He did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because before he won, we had to see Rook win, and Yuga, and Roman, and Menzaburo,
And
Yugioh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and insert probably a name of character here.
Why do you have
But
to do that?
we finally got to see Gakuto win.
Why not?
I was very happy for him.
Yeah.
The summoning of Yame Ruler on a horse was great. I don't actually know the card's name. I'm not going to bother to learn it because I'm
It's like
just going to
it's like
continue to.
demonic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
something.
continue
Demonic
to-
Emperor.
That's Demonic Emperor Kame Ruler. I think
I don't think it's
Yami.
common.
I think it's still Yami ruler, right?
Yame Ruler. I'm just going to continue to call him
Ruler?
Yame
Kimmy.
Ruler on a horse. But
you,
yeah,
Bill.
great summoning. No, in all seriousness, cool moment for Gakuto. He was
Yeah,
the leader
real
of the
cool.
group in that duel. It's cool to see.
I like that scene where they're all searching for answers, and it kind of, I touched on it earlier, it kind of goes to the characters' personalities, right? And so, of course, Rook, his stomach led him to, go to the ramen shop. But then Gakuto goes to a library. He goes to both of his aides. He kind of researches there. And then Roman goes to, like, her bandmates. And, like, they went to things that they know are integral to, like, the personalities of those characters.
That meant something to them,
Right.
yeah. So that was a nice sequence. What did you make of the last... And, Cammie, thank you very much for the donation. What did you make of the last, 2 minutes of the episode? Did you like that? Did you feel it was heartwarming? Not really?
Not particularly.
It didn't hit for me.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I'm a softie. Not only do I love everything, I also have a soft spot for a lot of scenes like that, and it just did not hit for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I wanted, in that scene, I really wanted it to be like, okay, cool, we're revved up, the four of us, we're going in there, let's get Neil. And, I don't know, just kind of felt a little flat for me.
Yeah, that's fair. What do you think?
I guess more or less the same.
Yeah.
The message just wasn't as strong. It didn't hit as hard, obviously.
Yeah.
Honestly, Roman's part was the only one I really bought. When she was just even when Yuga knew exactly who I was and what I was doing, he accepted me.
Right.
And he gave her, the dual disc that's a guitar and all that. That was the only one that I felt was okay, I see the connection between those two. They really needed to kind of build up Gakuto Yuga and Rook Yuga, and I feel like they didn't do that.
Well, when you pull from the Rook Schrodinger episode, it's always going to be a challenge.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I get it, but that's a very similar device of what the conversation he had with Roa in episode 13 about anyone could be the king of duels. So it's rehashed in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's okay, well, I want something deeper. You guys have been together the entire show. Give me a little more connection there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to go into episode 25, discussion, debate, predictions. 25, the preview was wild for episode 25 because, and to any donation we did not get, I promise you we will get to them. We always do. Thank you guys all so much for donating and choosing to support me in that way. I really do appreciate it. 25 preview was nuts. They're dueling in the main town of Goha.
Center stage.
Center stage.
Yeah. Are you pulling it up?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the summary. Hold on. The summary and cast. Okay. So, again, if you don't want spoilers, now's your time to get off, but you probably know what 25 is about. We don't have anything about 26. We just know 26 is the end of the arc. 25, Dream, Courage, and Friendship. Yuga challenges Neil again, facing off against Y-Drago, a mighty dragon that can pierce the heavens with its massive body and shake the earth with its roar. Yuga draws. His draw is empowered by Kaizo and fueled with the hopes and wishes of Rook, Gakuto, and Roman. Their dream, courage, and friendship will call forth a miracle. The speakers, Yuga, Rook, Gakuto, Roman, Kaizo, Menzaburo, Neil, Sebastian, Drone, and Guide Drone. That's what we know about 25. We know that the second maximum monster ever got revealed, and it's definitely going to be Yuga's monster. And it's... Listen, I mean, this show, a lot of people don't remember this. The first scene of this show
That's the giant robot.
was the giant robot. Yuga, Roman, Rook, and Gakuto were all controlling the giant robot.
Yep.
Are we going to have a scene in this upcoming duel where all four of them are in the robot literally fighting Neil's dragon?
Powering it with their resolve.
Yeah, that would
Or-
be pretty nuts.
Or some Go-Go Power Rangers.
Go
Yeah.
Power
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to see two maximum summons in this episode. What did you guys make of the preview? A Goha lab studying Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then these posters, if you will, hanging from strings
Yes.
of Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, and Dark Magician, which is the most notable one because that's the monster we have not seen yet debut in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of that. Why?
I don't either.
Not only I got when we saw the holograms and it's oh, this makes sense. They're in a lab, but that's wait, why are these things hanging from wires in a lab? That doesn't make too much sense.
And why those monsters?
And why
Well, I mean,
Okay, but if you say that, then this show is canon to Duel Monsters, right?
Right, and that...
not
no,
necessarily.
the legendary.
But they're legendary monsters because of how they were used in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right?
It's just a reference, I feel.
I guess.
You think it's just an Easter egg?
Yeah, they're definitely
Yeah.
not going to bring up Yugi or maybe Kai because, Otis, but
Well, Dark Magician is Mahad.
what's your point?
my point.
Well, I don't think the lore of the creature has anything to do with
What is your point?
I just think there's a possibility and a potential that there is going to be a deeper meaning to having these specific monsters on display in a Goha lab and having these monsters be the focal point of this tour of the Goha lab.
Yeah, I feel like maybe what they'll do is, since
There's a possibility for it.
yeah, I think what I took it as was, I guess they're gonna go into some history backstory on how the game originally began. I don't think they'll go as far as like ancient times and all that. Maybe they will. I don't think they'll go that far. I think they'll just be like, there used to be all these legend monsters, back in the day, and they're just so old and legendary. I don't know what route they're gonna go with it. But
what if when they're talking about it or they're displaying it, they show a silhouette that's clearly Yugimoto and Kaiba?
I could see them doing that.
It'll never
But
happen.
it'll never go as
I'm
far.
agreeing with Nick Teo.
They'll never show it, but like maybe they'll go that far.
I just think that they're these.
This is what's gonna be. Ready?
All right. Yeah.
For fans like us, right? It's a callback to Duel Monsters, right? But I think we have to stick to just this Sevens world, right? This is kind of the soft reboot of Yu-Gi-Oh! In many ways, right?
Right, yeah.
We know, or we assume at least, Master Duels were the prevailing style that happened before Rush Duels came here in episode 1, right?
Correct.
So these cards could just be the beginning of when the game in this world, in the Sevens world, got popular. That's why they're legend cards and they're being researched. And maybe they haven't been used in some amount of time, or only a certain amount of amazing duelists, maybe an Otis has had them before. And that's it. Like, doesn't mean they're connected to another universe of characters we know. It just means that they're important in this one, and they have their own history in this one.
Yeah, that's
Pete's
what I'm thinking
exactly
too,
right.
yeah.
And I think just for fans, it's like, oh, cool, these same cards, which have no connection to Duel Monsters, are also important in this world.
I think you're probably going to be right, but
You want it so bad.
He wants it so bad.
You want it to be like a flashback. We go back, and it's just
no,
it's
it
just
doesn't
Yu-Gi.
have to be something on the nose as that, but it would be. It's going to be very interesting as to the if there's a reasoning for it, and to why these cards are legend cards, and to who Otis. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
is
sure.
and why he has
What a slip of the tongue.
and why he has all of these cards, all of these legendary dragons. And I think when we learn more about when we learn more
swear to
about
God.
Otis, I think
You gotta stop.
I think that could get revealed. But until then, would we just speculate,
I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Like, we're going to really open the door like Arc 5 style? Like, you really think that's going to happen? Or do you just want it to? You're trying to will it into existence.
He's
He
manifesting.
willed Kaiba into existence.
He's manifesting.
He willed that in
I
there.
did. I really do believe, and call me crazy,
Oh, I will.
I will.
really do believe that there is a chance. You don't think there's any chance?
0 chance. I'll just say it.
I'm not going to say 0.
What, are you going to say 1?
Yeah.
It's that 1%.
The chances are greater than 0.
That,
The lowest decimal
listen,
number
I'm
we
not
can
saying
give.
that there's like a 90% chance this is going to happen, but I think that there is something to get excited about potentially here. Even if there is no reference, it's awesome that we're seeing these OG cards.
Of course, yeah.
I don't want to lose the scope there. Even if
No.
there never is a reference to Kaiba or Yugi, which you can't expect or anticipate, it's still awesome that we are getting these OG monsters, and I'm
Yes.
always going to be excited looking back at that. That's not. I'm not trying to underwhelm these monsters coming back in any sort of way by saying, oh, if they don't reference where they came from
No.
originally. No,
I just love
you guys
the
should know
hype.
I'm not a Gen 1
I love
fan.
the hype you have for
Yeah.
it. You know, it gives me energy that like you try to will these things into existence, and I want them to be real. It's just not gonna. It'll never happen. It's not gonna happen.
I'm glad that it gives you energy.
It is.
I'm glad. I'm glad it keeps you young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
It ages me.
It ages me.
So listen, guys. We are about to make our predictions for Yuga Neil.
But before that, though, I think
Yeah.
it was Colin wrote, and if it wasn't Colin, excuse me, wrote about the 1000th episode of Yu-Gi-Oh coming up, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Do you think?
What is that?
Do you think anything will happen for that? Like,
How-
are we
how
gonna,
close are we to
gonna
that?
get like a
I don't know how close we
special
are.
special opening?
I
kind of
think
thing,
we're
or-
going to get a special opening. I thought that before studios switched.
Yeah.
Now that studios switched,
Yeah, like
I'm not sure if Bridge will want to have anything to do with what Gallup did. Because
be,
they're
could
their
be.
own thing.
Yeah.
They
Do you
want to
think they
stand
just,
alone.
Ignore it.
They
or is
very
it
well
like-
could ignore
Is
it.
it like the Yu-Gi-Oh Twitter account will just put out like a 20-year like kind of like anniversary of like this is what we're
Yeah,
where we've been and where we're going.
Yeah,
and
or
that's
like
it.
thank you for 1,000 episodes, maybe something like
Yeah.
that. But I'm because studios switched. I don't expect anything special to happen. I don't think you should.
just the chat. But yeah, I was interested in that, and that's a good point that they pointed that out.
Yeah, it
If they're
absolutely
gonna do
is.
anything special.
So going into and Legendary, you're going to pick as well.
Okay.
You don't have to text it in the group though. Going into this week, first place in the Pick'em League for a brand new PS5 or Xbox Series One is 20 wins and 2 losses. There's about 7 people, I think. I still have to update the standings. There's about 7 people who have that record. Pete is one of them. So Pete is 20-2. I believe I am 17-5. Nick T is 17-5.
Yeah.
Caliber is 16-4. Kate is 14-7, I believe.
Yes, maybe.
Is that
I don't
correct?
know.
That shocked me.
Or
It happens sometimes.
14 and
It
8.
happens sometimes.
Shocked me.
Something like that. Well, anyway,
Okay.
okay, we're going to write in the group. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Yes. I'm ready.
I'm not ready, bro. There we go.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
We kind of expected
And
that.
Unfortunately.
And I would assume Cal is the same.
yeah, Cal is the
So we'll start with the people that aren't here. Cal picked Yuga. He didn't really give a reason. So Cal picks Yuga in the upcoming arc finale between Yuga and Neil. JC, I want to go with you. Who are you picking? What's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Yuga. I mean, the chances of him losing again, especially after also going to maximum summon himself, I highly doubt he's just gonna lose right there. So yeah, I think Yuga's gonna win. It would be cool if he did either lose or get a tie, because then that would be interesting to see what they would do after that. But probably he's gonna win. That's the safe bet. I mean, we were wrong before, but
Yeah.
still, you know, it could happen. We'll see.
So Caliber and JC pick Yuga. I'm gonna actually go. I'm picking Yuga. And I got to be honest. I probably have not felt more comfortable with a pick in a while.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because it's the finale of an arc. And Neil, the last time they dueled, Neil smoked him. But from the very beginning of this show, the very first episode, Yuga was in this massive mecha, which is going to be materialized in episodes 25 and 26 in this upcoming duel. I don't see him summoning that and then losing. We've also seen this mecha in opening 1 every time opening 1 airs for every episode.
Yep.
This is the only part of the opening that we really have not
Beep boop.
seen yet in the
Beep boop.
show.
Yeah.
So he's going to summon it. It's been a big foreshadowed moment. Everything okay?
Yeah.
He's been a big foreshadowed moment, and he is going to end up getting the win. I don't know how, again, to feel about it. I normally would not really care because it's typical for the protagonist to win the rematch, especially if they lost the first duel. The only time I think it didn't happen was Zexal, but that was a little different because at that point, Kaido wasn't really evil. The other part that you have to remember here is Yuga, if Yuga loses, they all lose their accounts.
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
it. So the
that's it.
stakes are as high as they've ever been. It just seems like a duel that Yuga has to win. The only other result that I could maybe see that I was like 5% on is a draw no result. That's the only other result I could see. There's no way Neil wins. If Neil wins again, I would be absolutely stunned. I would love it if Neil won again. I would love it because that would genuinely, just like maybe the first time they dueled, even though I picked Neil, that would stun me. Every time the protagonist loses, it's shocking. If a protagonist loses to the same character within 4 episodes twice, that has never happened before. That's probably never going to happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! With the way the shows work. It's not going to happen here. I feel pretty confident about this. Yuga will beat Neil. That's my pick.
Yes. Before I get into my pick and why, can I tell you what I'd like to see?
Sure.
What I'd like to see, obviously it can't be a Yuga loss because we have 5 X's. It's the established rules. If Yuga loses, our accounts get deleted. But I'd like to at least see a draw no result because it just doesn't make sense for Yuga to get smoked and then like 2 days later come back and then Neil just goes bye-bye. So I would love to see a draw no result Yuga actually train to beat Neil, and then we see Neil in a third rematch. That's incredible. Unfortunately, I don't think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see Yuga.
Especially knowing that the season ends after 26.
Exactly. Yes.
You feel like they wouldn't probably leave that door
Well, it would be a
open.
fun, actually kind of an interesting cliffhanger of a season.
It would be.
And then we just start back up, and Yuga's training or building diligently, whatever he's doing. He's doing something diligently.
Yeah.
He's either building his roads or he's training, dueling, whatever it might be. Love to see a season start off that way and then him get his third rematch. But that's not what's going to happen. Yuga's probably going to win. I'm not dumb enough to bet against the protagonists a second time. So I'm going to go for Yuga.
Well, you never bet against him to begin with.
Well, no, but I bet the last duel I bet against our team of heroes.
You did. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So it
So
just makes sense.
me, Nick T, Cal, JC, all pick Yuga here. Kate, your pick?
Yuga.
Any reasoning?
No.
Okay. Pete, your pick?
Yeah, pretty much what everyone said. I pick Yuga. As much as I want to see Neil win, I'm interested to see what they do with this character. I hope he doesn't go away
Me too.
after this. But these are the biggest stakes by far in SEVENS so far. With the 5 strikes, with the mech and the door to the new world. I'm interested to see when he built this mech, assuming it shows up, because
Yeah.
I feel like did he a few episodes ago when he had the dream again, did he just start building it then and didn't tell anyone? That's kind of the part I'm looking forward to as well. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a great duel. I just think Yuga's going to pull it out.
This is the first time that everyone on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything panel has picked the same character to win since Mimi Yoshio, and we were all wrong about that one.
True.
So the last
Yeah.
time that we picked anonymously,
Unanimously.
Yeah.
we were wrong. So we've been wrong before, even if we've agreed. But I personally, this is the most confident duel I have picked probably since, Rook Aria Arata was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt pretty confident about that. And
Yes.
then before that, probably Rook versus Schrodinger.
Yeah.
And then Yuga versus Sebastian. But since then, I haven't really felt too comfortable at any of these picks.
it
But
would
this
just
is one
be-
that I don't
It
worry
would be
about.
crazy, right? Because of even a draw, no result. I guess we could continue into the next season, but it leaves so much in the air that I don't think they're going to be able to do.
What
I
I
don't
don't
think they
like
will.
too, if it's a draw, no result, and it continues into the next season, and we have maybe another 10, 15 episodes before they duel, they're still at 5 X's.
Right.
They're still at 5 penalties.
So
So,
they
that
know
means
he's
gotta
you
win.
know every duel until Yuga Neil again has to be a win for Team Rush.
Yeah.
And that takes away the suspense of any of these duels.
Right. That's
So-
actually a good point.
So that's kind of, I guess, a counter argument to the draw no result. The only way that it would work is if the penalty aspect goes away for some
What if
reason.
they lose? Counts deleted. We're starting from scratch, baby.
I mean, it would be crazy. I can't see it happening, but it would be nuts. It would
Yeah.
be something that I could not foresee. And again, another aspect to this is when Yuga maximum summons, he is going to unlock the key to the new world.
Yeah.
And remember, this arc began. I want to take you back to episode 14.
Oh, here we go.
Episode 15. I'm sorry. 14 is when Roman destroyed Roa's apartment. Episode 15. Remember, they boarded the ship, and Yuga dueled that fisherman guy.
Yeah.
They boarded the ship because Kaizo said that he found the door to the new world. This maximum arc started with them trying to frantically search for this door to the new world.
It's got to happen.
They're going to find it at
They're
the
gonna
end of
find
this
it.
when Yuga summons this
Makes
monster
total sense.
and beats Neil. And then where do we go from there? We obviously all made predictions on the duel. We're all picking Yuga. Make sure you submit your picks. You have until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I want everyone to go around the table, and I want you to tell me where the show goes after this. Where does the show go next? If you want me to start, I can start.
Yeah. Why don't you
After
start?
this?
Yeah,
Why don't
take
you
it
start
away.
us off?
Yeah, start us off.
I'll be Caliber.
Oh, I'll do
week.
Rain's World.
I'll be realistic. As much as I'd
I like-
love
I like
a
the
new, a
hands.
literal
Those good
new
touch.
world, I don't think it's going to happen. I believe that Mr. Goha is going to probably start like a tournament. I think we're going to have a tournament arc.
That would be great.
Yeah, that's where I think we're headed. Tournament arc for the survival of Rush Duels, or for maybe someone to be crowned King of Games, which is obviously a major goal right now for 3 of our characters, Yuga, Rook, and Roa, and to see all three of them join the tournament, that could be a way that we get a Yuga Rook matchup in the semis, or a Yuga Roa, or a Rook Roa matchup in the semis. You could get some really great duels. Roman would probably join. Gakuto would probably join. You could have all these characters join. I think it could be and because of how quickly these duels happen, you can get through 16 rounds in 16 episodes pretty easily, pretty naturally with Rush Duels. So I think we're headed to a tournament arc after this, which I'm okay with. We didn't get a tournament in Vrains. It's typical for Yu-Gi-Oh to get one. Some of my favorite arcs have been tournament arcs. Battle City is still one of my favorites. They're usually very high quality, as you just said. Yeah. So that's where I think we're going after this.
I got you.
With Mr. Goha being the main villain.
Am I going next?
Yeah, you're going next, bro.
All right. So, my first thoughts were, since Maximum Summoning just got introduced. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Got it.
He's got it.
All right. So my thoughts were, since Maximum Summoning is literally fresh, right? It's brand new. I don't see them just instantly moving on to something new right away, because it's like this literally just happened. We only had like 4 episodes. Well, we're going to have 4 episodes once this is done to digest all of it, and then we move on to something new. It just feels like it just doesn't make any sense. So I think because Yuga left it wide open for people to add new rules and stuff to the game, I think that's where it's going to go, where either Neil or other characters we haven't seen yet in the future, maybe Goha himself, will be able to go in and add his own rules into Rush Duels and kind of make it his own as well. So like that's where it could go. Like the game will keep evolving and other people will keep adding pieces of their own into it, and then it'll just become something great. So that's as far. But I definitely I think Maximum Summoning, even though it feels very unique, I feel like it's going to end up being a little, maybe not everyone will own it, but I think more people will own it because it's already implemented into the rules. Neil's added it, so maybe not everybody will own a maximum card or maximum cards, but I feel like more of the characters will have it because they can't just introduce this now so early in the show and then like just kind of ditch it later. It seems kind of weird, especially since Yuga has a Maximum Summoning, and that's kind of gonna keep going. And once more people know how to do it, it's going to be more, I guess, widespread. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I like that. Nick T, where do we go from here, bro? Yuga Neil, Yuga beats Neil. That's your prediction?
Yes.
Where do we go from there? What's 27? It's tough.
It is so.
And I will mention this as well for this hypothetical, because this is a hard hypothetical. Because think about like what GX did with Season 3. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it, but that came out of kind of really nowhere. It made sense.
Yeah.
But, like, you couldn't have predicted that.
No.
Think about, let's go actually back to Vrains, because everyone here knows Vrains. We've all seen Vrains. Could you have predicted Bowman coming out of
No, they created him out of thin air.
They created him out of thin air. And then all the other Ignis being involved, you probably could have predicted something along those lines. But Bowman being one of the main villains, you couldn't have predicted. So it's a hard hypothetical. You can get creative here, and you can really think outside the box, definitely.
Yeah, it's tough. What I picture to be the most likely to me is that, well, I think we have to sort out some things first. If we're like I don't know about long term, but short term, I think we have to sort out the whole top of Hexagon thing a little bit. Yes, they got totally, destroyed.
Yeah, see, I think they're done. I think top of Hexagon's
and
done.
I would have thought, but like something, I don't know, because the whole idea that they were going to vote out Mimi.
Yeah.
Like now we don't even know where she is. She's hanging in the balance right now.
Is she still on the roof? Can we get a fact check?
She might still be on the
She's
roof.
going to be up there when they're attacking.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, they
She just has lunch up there every day, and they just ruined it.
She's not on the
amazing.
cast, so probably not, but that would be hilarious.
I don't know, but I just get the sense that we kind of
Dark,
at least
not hilarious.
deal with that a little bit. We deal with the top of Hexagon and how they deal with Mimi, whether it's a full what's the word? Like her defecting or not. And then you're right, dude?
Yeah, I just had a limp
just
wrist.
yeah. Yeah, you do have a limp wrist.
Next is
He's gonna say next door now.
And then Mr. Goha really comes down on Yuga.
Oh,
Okay.
Latrell's our fact checker. He said, "Can confirm Mimi is on the roof."
Thank you,
Thank you,
Latrell.
Latrell.
Thank you, Latrell. Thanks, Latrell.
Kate, your thoughts? Where does the show go after this?
Are you gonna change the
yeah,
camera?
You change.
Oh.
You gonna change over there because you
Yeah.
can't see Kate.
You're good.
I'm not convinced.
Okay, all right. I had to wait for it to happen. I wasn't sure. I have no idea. I got nothing for you.
It's impossible to predict.
It is.
It's
and-
about, you guys as spooky as
and-
you want. I was hoping someone would say Sirocco's aliens were going to come back.
I
Dude,
think
I wish.
Oh.
that's
I would
a
think that-
legitimate possibility
Beep
for
boop.
another arc.
I think
No,
they'd
no,
be
no, no.
benevolent.
Later
though.
down the road. I like it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they'd be benevolent aliens. I think they're gonna help our team.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
They're gonna help. They're gonna help the team
Nah.
defeat Goha.
Yeah.
Sirocco's
Who's actually
Yeah,
like
people-
a galactic warlord.
intergalactic.
Yeah.
That's the song that plays when they come to Earth.
I think it's some copyright issues with that. Oh, I love you guys.
Pete, you always think outside the box, and I always love your analysis and insight.
Yeah,
so,
great.
So I want to
Bold.
know where you. No, I was being serious. I want to know where you think the show's going after this.
He
You think
do
Yuga will
be
beat
Watermelon
Neil?
Boy.
So
be
Yuga,
Watermelon Boy.
Yuga beats Neil.
Right.
Where do we go next?
I feel like the logical thing we talked about last week, and you guys touch on it, is to go to Goha, right?
Yeah.
Like, and now, to preface that, we did, and I did say this last week, we thought we were all going to Soul Tech and Brains, and then we just never went there.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, and then Bowman came out of thin air. So very well, could they do that again? Sure, but I feel like this show, as Dylan pointed out a few weeks ago, when they introduce something, it's for a reason.
Yeah. It's,
And I feel like Mr. Goha and kind of that group, now that his leaders have been at least humiliated, if not decimated, that's kind of where you have to go. We got to figure out what they're doing. A tournament arc, I think, would be fantastic.
right. Yeah.
I think that would be amazing thing. And to add to all of your points, if this preview is the way it seems to be, where this duel is in the real world, it's not underground in Neil's place. No one, remember, saw Yuga get obliterated and maximum summoning even be a thing, right? So if we're out on the open on the top of Goha Tower in the middle of the city, everyone is going to see and be like, "Wait, is that a new method you
That's
could do
true.
for rush duels?" And so I think that, to JC's point, is how it gets more popular. And then we could see more people being involved in it. That popularity grows, and Mr. Goha goes, I have some nefarious purposes here, but I kind of want to test people's skills. So let's do a tournament.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
And
to do something like that.
I really hope it happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna predict Roman's first duel in that tournament. It will be Roman versus the guitarist that gave her the Prisma guitar.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be that duel will happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. Mark my words.
We're also
And
going to get Roman Roa. That duel would happen.
It has
that'd
to
be a
happen.
good like
It
4
has
or 5
to.
duel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I think that duel is going to happen, not only does Roman have a connection with that guitarist, but Roman idolized her, and that guitarist had a very intricate hair design.
Very
That is
Yu-Gi-Oh-like.
Very Yu-Gi-Oh-like. And that was the same thing with, remember, Vira? All the nurses, when Aoi Aizen was in the coma, looked very bland and generic. And then there was this one character that was like, her hair actually looks kind of
And then
weird.
ended up being
And
a
then
character.
5 episodes later, oh, wow, she's a relevant character in the show.
Yep.
And then she duels Aoi. I think we're going to see that guitarist back. I think she's
I
going to
agree.
duel Roman.
I agree.
But will that tournament arc be next? Are we going to get tournament duels in the early, late 20s, early 30s? We do have reason to believe that Roman is going to duel probably within the next 5 episodes. The reason for that is Gakuto has used his new ace. Roman still has an ace that came out at the same time that Gakuto's new ace came out, which is it looks like a mecha playing guitar. Like, it's a really sick ace. And we have not seen her use that yet. She did not use that against Otis. She used a monster that she's used before. Espar, I believe, she used.
Yeah.
So Roman is going to use that ace, I think, in like episode 28, 29. And if she does, I think there's a good chance that Roman, within the first 30 episodes, is going to have 3 1v1 wins, which is going to be really, really good.
Hell
Absolutely,
yeah.
It's nice to see.
It's different, definitely. So we'll see what happens, though. And we'll have to keep an eye on if she goes into Berserk. She didn't go into Berserk in this duel,
Someone pointed that out.
but
No.
but it wasn't a focus duel on her.
Right.
So you could definitely make the argument where if someone says...
And I won't.
Well, I appreciate that, but you definitely could. And there's not really much you can say in defense of that. You're like, yeah, it was kind of an off-screen duel.
Yeah.
I've always been someone that does not take a lot of stock in off-screen duels, so I have to stay consistent with my messaging and my stance. I'm not going to change it just because I like Roman or just because I like any character. I've always felt like off-screen duels, or mostly off-screen duels, aren't really legitimate wins. When you try to calculate wins that mean something for a character, I'm not going to change my stance on it just because Roman got a win. Does she have 3 wins? Yeah, but to me, she really has 2 important wins, 2 main wins.
So nice to build her up.
Definitely,
Yeah,
really
good
is.
to build her up.
definitely.
How many did Aoi end up with? 4 at the end of Reigns?
I think less than that.
3 or 4?
She beat.
So she's already there.
She beat Prototype B. She beat
Haru.
Vira, and she beat Haru. Those were
That's
her only
3.
3 wins.
Just for Haru.
So if Roman gets an early win in the
Already
late
ahead of
20s
her.
or early 30s, she's got as many wins as that. Well, yeah, ahead of her on that. Yeah,
Damn.
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
And
Really
I
is.
like Aoi. I think we both like Aoi a lot.
Yeah,
I
I did.
like
But I like that they're doing that with Roman.
giving her actual wins.
Yeah.
Give her
Yeah.
that boost, baby.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, she only needs like 5 or 6 1v1 wins on screen to like break the record for most wins a girl characters got. Yeah, that is crazy. And that's not really to say a lot of good about her necessarily.
No.
It's more to say a lot of bad about every girl.
Oh, we have a new studio now, so
I
they're
know,
obviously
I know.
breaking
that
traditions.
Was the one, that was the one thing that I was actually very excited for, because a lot of people were like, it's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Girls as always. And I'm like, well, we have a new studio.
Yeah.
We have brand new writers. We have brand new blood. It could actually boil really well for our girl character. So far it has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
And
Yes.
the only girl character in Top of Hexagon is relevant, while the 5 guys are generics and got slaughtered.
Also true.
Yeah.
So,
And one is super old.
and you always like
and
to
you
bring that
could
up.
you could argue that Mimi was the most intelligent
be
out of
that
all of them,
guy.
right?
Hardest working, most
So.
intelligent, yeah. Best mother.
Yeah.
So,
But also a defector.
but also a defector. I don't think that is
For good reason.
Yeah, for good reason.
I don't know, man.
No, stop.
If I was Mr. Gohan and I'm looking at work, my employees, and I'm like, well, she's the best worker, but she's also a traitor.
She's a traitor, but she's a mother. I think the situation was compromised, and I think if you're a good CEO, like I believe Mr. Goha is,
Why?
if you're a good CEO like Mr. Goha is, you're able to recognize that in that situation, Mimi's dueling her son. Of course, she's going to be compromised, and so of course, because her son is on the team of Yuga, she's going to
So
be.
you're attributing that to Mr. Goha figuring that out and not Neil.
There's a reason Mimi wasn't fired. There's a Mimi wasn't fired, and Mr. Goha realizes the circumstances of
This
the
all
situation.
has to do with Neil. Neil has been giving his own providence, literally just to operate.
No. Neil was the one who
Right.
who got himself into an
And so
automatic
you
wing.
think that Mr. Goha is purposely keeping her in that job for a reason?
I think
Yeah.
Mr.
What if he
Go-
doesn't know?
He's got it.
I think he knows everything, because I think he's Otis, and so I think Mr. Goha knows
He
and
walked right
understands that
into it.
Mimi is a valuable employee in Goha Corporation, and because of that, he is he's keeping her around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Pete's putting the mic down. He's done.
He's done.
All right, enough silliness. We have a couple more donations that we'll get to.
Quite a few.
Oh, we have quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you
Gang,
so
gang.
much. Again, the next upgrades, a couple more upgrades to the studio that I always like to go over.
Lights
I feel like
and
I kind of
chairs for the people.
owe it to you guys because of you choosing to support me that way. Brand new chairs.
Get a few
That's coming.
Sebastians in here.
A few
Yeah.
Sebastians, yes. So thank you for that.
That'll never
And
happen.
down the road, another upgrade that I
never
would love
see
to
it.
do. We have this camera that's obviously on JC and Nick T. I would love to have it like a TV show almost, where I have 5 webcams that are on each individual, and I can quickly switch.
That's cool. Yeah.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
I don't
that is
I don't
one
like that.
that is hopefully and again just
I
to
like
boost
that.
the quality
You
of
should make
the
them all
streams.
that camera.
Wow. You're just shelling it out.
This camera will do just fine.
I like that one.
Yeah, give him his choice.
I only want that one for my camera.
That one catches more of your deeper facial
And then like
features.
over behind
What
the
are you
camera.
What are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
Wow.
No, I'm saying some people don't like cameras that are that invasive.
That's not what you're saying.
That's
That's
not
what
what
I'm
I'm
you're
saying.
saying.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Are you saying I have a big nose?
No, I didn't.
Talking about
Listen.
my bad skin.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Great skin.
thank you for everything. We'll read the rest of the comments.
What about behind the camera here? We make like a whole like studio editing booth right? We have the glass and everything. Someone's in there just controlling the different switching
with like
each
a photographer
camera.
that says,
Yeah.
say cheese.
Yeah, and we have
Lit-
an on-air.
Literally,
like,
if someone wanted to do that,
hold,
they
like,
would
a
just
little
sit right
banner.
here. They would just sit right here. I'd flip the keyboard and the camera. They'd be all
no,
sweet
we're
right
going
here.
all out. Like this
Yeah.
is gonna look professional.
Yeah.
we're spending at least 20 grand.
Dang.
No,
20
no,
grand.
no, that's not true.
Not we.
I think
Yeah, by we, you know who I mean.
Yes.
No.
Goose coming in with might as well have a live band.
That's true.
Like play a nice little
one of those
intro.
late
No.
night shows.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to
Welcome
have, and then we'll have to have cameras on the live band. So
I will say for the record, if we somehow did that, there is no way this podcast doesn't get extremely popular.
No, yeah, it's gonna be huge.
It
It's gonna
has
be
no
huge.
to.
way this doesn't.
Even
That's
if
good
people don't
production.
care
Oh,
about
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh, they would come for the content of
don't-
that.
This is the highest quality podcast of all time.
You'll never see anyone talk about Yu-Gi-Oh.
First
like
of all,
this.
the most hilarious thing about this is we are literally the only channel in the world that goes this in depth about the ongoing Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Yeah.
He's not.
So like, we have a monopoly on it. There's
And
no
it keeps
competition.
Yeah.
So
And
like,
we don't want any competition.
well, no, I'm not
We're
saying
quarter of the
that. I'm
market.
just saying it's not justified to get a live band in
But
order
that's
to.
what would make it ridiculous. Like you would get some, Kotaku
know-
article that's just
do you
like,
know how much
do you
that
believe this
costs?"
small Yu-Gi-Oh podcast?
You're
Has a
not
live
lying.
band?
No, Proxy Man Dirk brings up a good point. We could get Mom Fight
I
to
would
be
do
the
it.
band.
I would.
That's
So
our
and
first
like
one.
Nick T is like
It'd be the
running back and
loudest
forth.
thing.
Oh my God.
Wait, it'd be like an Eric Andre skit where like he gets the band and I would have to leap across the actually
Yeah.
over the table
Yeah.
to get to the stand, and then we start playing and I leap back over and I'm exhausted.
No, what we would do is we would set up like a zip line, so you'd be hooked up in a
I have a harness. I'm wearing a harness.
harness
at all
on,
times.
and when you're ready to go, you just push a button and it lifts you up, and you get shot over to your band,
This is
and
great.
then he comes back.
Are
Are
you
you
gu-
writing this down?
No, I'm not. Let me know. When
It's
you-
on. It's on.
Let
it's
me
on
know
live
when
stream.
you
It's on
guys
the
are ready
VOD.
to
Go
talk
back to
about realistic upgrades.
Oh,
that we
okay.
can make
So
to the studio.
so
a live
you have a
band.
I mean,
problem
it's
with us
realistic.
talking about
It's
things
just-
that are literally possible, just would cost a lot of money. But you can spout your BS dimensions stuff for 20 minutes.
No. Listen. One is fictional that could happen, and one is really maybe it's possible, but it's not.
Right.
We cannot have a live band down here for a plethora of reasons.
Wait, why
Why not?
Mom, like, let's say we don't have to pay him.
Mom
it's me.
Fight's
It's Mom Fight
completely
playing
free.
it.
Yeah, Mom
What's
Fight
stopping
free.
us?
In
It's exposure.
that case, nothing is stopping us.
Exactly. Thank you.
Exactly.
Just clear
I
out
rest
that
my case.
area over
The first
there.
few episodes, we could even pre-record like a Tonight Show just to get it right, and then we'll go live
and
after
then we
that.
could do
Oh,
do
yeah,
it
yeah.
live.
That
but
works too, yeah.
but what about the zip line?
The zip line we can't
guests
do.
that we can bring in every week. Another guest.
Another guess.
Again,
Bring 'em on the chair.
Another
Another
one.
one.
That was great.
You know what? Down the road, you never know what's possible, and
I
all
mean-
of this is possible because of you guys.
Like think like
Seriously.
5 years from now, it's not your parents' house anymore.
Yeah.
We're in the house in Delaware.
You have the whole
Zip-
studio.
Zip line in the
do it.
basement.
No, we're not having a zip line in the basement.
Why
I was with
not?
you until that point.
Oh.
I'm not going to humor the idea.
Wow, that was harsh.
Next dono. What? Well, I'm sorry. It's just not realistic
And like
because
on,
because
We'll
the
use the zip
ceiling.
line somewhere else.
Hold
The
on, Nick-
ceiling.
Nick,
can't-
Nick,
no, no,
outdoor
no,
zip
no, no.
line.
on
Can we have an outdoor zip line for fun?
Sure.
Okay.
You have to get it.
go from What about Nick T on like your band equipment, like a drum set and everything? It's all Yukio everything, like the stickers, right? Like, but it's like professionally done. Like it
Yeah.
looks like
Oh,
a
we
Tonight Show.
We would
kind
do
of.
it. Absolutely.
Oh, we're doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I would be so down.
And all of the music that you would play are metal covers of Daniel J. Edwards songs because he's now released like 2 more new
Yes.
songs.
Again,
Right.
you're just
Yeah.
giving me more reasons why we can do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those
yeah,
are all
that's-
Yu-Gi-Oh songs. Like
He
he
did he write
released
them?
he writes all of them. He released a song yesterday that's called like Heading to Pluto, and it's in reference to Yu-Gi-Oh going to the Pluto TV channel.
That's
Oh,
and it's
wow.
great. It's great.
And the one
Daniel
before
J.
that was
Edwards.
in homage to Revolver, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
Or
in
Vi-
Revolver. That
Varys,
was his
yeah.
second song. This
Yeah.
was his third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great. Hopefully we'll have him on again soon. Again, it's been a weird year because of COVID, but
He would have been here if anything.
I'm sure he would have. To everyone that has been supporting us through these troubling times, thank you all so much. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, taking care of yourselves first and foremost. And if it wasn't for you guys, we would not be able to do this on a weekly basis and talk about potential upgrades. You know, when Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is airing, who knows what kind of upgrades
Right.
we'll have.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm just
we might have
saying-
a confetti cannon every time the girl protagonist wins.
I think we could have fun with it, man.
I think we could too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Caliber. Remember, if Soul Burner shows up in Vrains, Caliber's getting a Soul Burner tattoo. In Sevens, I'm sorry.
And we're doing a stream for it.
And we're doing a stream. We're live streaming the tattoo.
Yes.
All right. Let's
Him getting the tattoo live?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's just read a couple donations. Otherwise, we have lost the theme.
This is a Sevens Up. This is what you
Yeah,
you
this,
sign up
this,
for.
this
You're
is what
right.
happens.
You're right.
You have
We
no-
talked very long about the show.
Yes,
we
we
don't.
do.
Yeah,
No, we
we
don't.
covered all the
Of course
grounds.
we did.
Yeah, no, I'm
You
kidding.
kidding me?
Next dono is from Nando.
Nando GX.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nando.
Donated $2 and
Thank
just
you.
said, "Wish the best to everybody."
Oh, that's
Thank
so
you,
sweet.
my man.
Thank
Wish the
you.
best to
Same
you as
to
well.
you.
Thank you, Nando. Have a great night.
Appreciate it. Dimomo donated $10.
Wow. Thank you
Oh,
so
that's
much,
nice.
Dimo.
Thank
That is a
you.
very nice donation.
Yeah, there was one $5 donation without a message, and then another $5
Thank you
donation
so much,
with a
Dimo
message.
Mo. Thank you, dude.
Said theory: the door to the new world leads to the Duel Monsters spirit world.
Oh, that's a possibility.
Well, hold on.
We didn't
Hold
even
on.
cover that.
No, I'm not gonna let that slide.
What do you
How come
mean?
Every time I say something, you're
We're not
crazy?
talking about the old characters. We're just talking about the Duel Monster Spirit world.
I feel like that's just as likely as what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
No,
Vrains,
that's kind
the
of.
virtual reality world.
No, the only reason
I love the
I didn't-
theory.
I didn't
love
say-
the
I didn't
theory.
say
yes,
brains,
it's not
right?
brains. Yeah, but no, I'm saying like this doesn't have to involve characters that were in those worlds, right? This is just the spirit world. Yugi doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
That's why, because we said the whole idea of like Gallop and Bridge, like probably aren't playing, right?
Yeah, they're probably not.
So-
crossing.
Dreams, yeah. So yeah, this could avoid that, and that's why it's more
I
realistic.
love the theory. I
I don't.
come on, JC. I think
I'm
that
just saying.
I think it's just as likely as finding a virtual reality world that turns out to be Vrains. That's all. Link Vrains.
And just the Vrains characters then just have to learn how to rush duel.
No, I think that the Vrains characters are in a crisis because Yusaku Fujiki has gone off the rails
Right.
and he's trying to murder everyone.
But how would that adapt
Because he never found out.
game-wise?
Get back to me on that.
Right. So you came into my office with a half-baked idea, and you want me to put it on screen.
No, everyone would just have to learn to rush duel, you know? As Daniel J. Edwards once said, seize the wind into the sky.
Are you gonna get DMCA'd for this?
Unless he DMCA's me.
Good night.
Anyway, listen, I love the theory, Momo, and thank you for the donation, man. I think that we could see something crazy happen when that door gets unlocked. I really do.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Next dono.
You flipped out, dude.
Yeah, you lost it for a
You went a little
second.
crazy,
Well,
man.
yeah, because
Well,
this
that's
whole
cool.
night, every time I bring up any sort of theory,
We're talking about the
Yeah.
old characters versus the monsters.
No,
it's
and then
different.
the second someone brings up a theory,
Everybody's
that's
like,
kinda
"Oh,
similar,
yeah."
oh yeah, that could happen. Come on.
That was fantastic.
Oh,
I
no, that
enjoyed
was
that so
great.
much.
It's all right. It's all right.
Thanks.
Next
Easily.
dono is from Goose.
Thank you, man.
Donated $3. Said sending positive vibes and kindness to everyone. Thank you, Goose.
Keep it
Goose.
PG, man.
Positively
Positively
Goose.
Goose. Thank
Keep
you,
it
dude, for the
PG
dono.
for sure.
Thank you, man. Have a great night.
Next couple of donos are through the link. If you want to pull that up.
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
The
Why'd you
first
hit yourself in the
one.
head?
What was that?
I don't know.
First one starts with D Flood.
To all the lurkers out here tonight, thank you so much. 160 people we've been hovering. That is an
Yeah.
amazing
great.
turnout
Thanks for being
talking
here.
Yu-Gi-Oh stream. So thank you guys for
Heck
being
yeah.
here. I know we get kooky. I know we talk, nonstop about Yu-Gi-Oh sevens, and the fact that there's that many of you that love it, I means a lot. So thank you guys. Support means a lot. We always see you guys, even if you're lurking and just hanging out. We appreciate it. To the other donations via the link. D-Flood, thank you so much for the $2.01 donation. Last time, somebody thanked me for using the link because they don't have to read the link donos. But the only reason I use the link is because I don't want to make Dylan pay the YouTube tax. Hashtag taxation is theft. Yeah, so the super chats, I love it. The super chats, they take like 40%.
Yeah.
PayPal takes like 2%. So big difference.
Huge cut.
And after they take that, you still have to pay taxes on that.
Right.
That's
yeah.
untaxed.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Dylan, thank you, man. I do appreciate that. Proxy Man Dirk, thank you for the $1.52 donation. I had to binge watch the last 2 episodes yesterday, but man, it was worth it. Musical score has been amazing this arc. Yes, the music has been great.
very good.
Very good. The pacing has been good, and I still can't believe it is actually written Otis. Otes, Otis.
know.
Sending my best wishes to everyone.
Hell
Proxy Man Dork, we're sending our wishes right back to you. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, my friend. Kay, thank you for the $5 donation. Taking a respiratory quiz right now and decided to pop in to check on everyone. You better be staying warm, you hear me? Kay is now our neighbor to the west in PA. We are over in NJ.
Yes.
The move is complete. Kay, stay warm as well.
Yes.
Good luck on that respiratory test. Thank you for the donation.
Best of luck.
Yes, good luck. I seriously appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kay. Miguel Martinon donated a couple times last week. Miguel, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Just wanted to say that I like the content here. Thank you, man.
Oh, thanks.
I'm
Nice.
stunned because
Thank
this
you.
channel really is a shell of what it used to be. So if you like the content now, then that is really, I mean, it's true. It really is true.
I mean,
What does
So
that mean, bro?
thank you, Miguel. Favorite characters are Roman and Neil. I probably would agree with you.
Yep.
But in this episode, Roa grew on me.
Yes.
Keep it up. I hope
Yeah.
BIS wins. BIS. I hope buys wins. BIS. Does he mean the Korean group?
I don't think that's the K-pop.
K-pop.
Are they
You're thinking
in-
BTS.
Oh, I'm thinking
Yeah.
BTS. BIS is the band that did Are You Ready, which was Vrain's final.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are they in some kind of musical competition?
Yeah, maybe that's
That's
it.
what he's saying.
Maybe. I don't know. Either way, though, Miguel, thank you so much for the dono. Yuga versus Neil going to be lit, and I'm happy you enjoy the content. Mega Karibo, thank you for the $6.66 donation. The number scares me, but that's
Love
what it is.
that, baby.
Hello to the crew. Hope you're all having a great evening. I'm very happy Gakuto finally got his moment, and Roman keeps her win streak. Very excited for Yuga's new ace as a Gurren Lagann fan and Vanguard fan, and hope the arc ends on a good note.
We can only hope.
Agreed.
Mega Karibo, thank you. The crew sends its regards. Thank you so much for the 666 dono. And yeah, Roman, 3 wins in a row. I don't remember the last time that's happened to a girl lead. So
Never.
666
Good
keeps
for
being
her.
prevalent in the show. Did you see it in the background in one of the shots in this episode?
I did not notice that.
no, I
No.
missed 666.
It's when I believe it's in Rook shot, and you could correct me if I'm wrong down below. But it's when Rook and Roman and Gakuto are all going out. In the background, there's a little white sign hanging that says 666.
I bet you could probably find that in every episode.
Yeah,
That's like the
it's
Mickey
just
Mouse.
it's creepy.
of Sevens.
but it's
yeah,
there.
it is creepy. That is creepy.
I'm not
man.
understanding.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Like the secret Mickeys all around.
Oh,
the
hidden
Magic Kingdom.
Mickeys.
Oh,
Okay,
hidden
I understand
Little
what you're
Where's
talking
Waldo?
about. Also, it's Mickey's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
And
Happy
Minnie,
right?
birthday! Yeah, happy birthday, Mickey Mouse.
Not to be outdone, Goose donated 777. I love the power of good versus evil.
Wow.
777 Goose, thank you so much, man. I would pick Hungry Burger as a card to see in the game aside from Red Eyes in the episode.
would
You
be
remember
funny.
Hungry
That'd be
Burger?
sick.
we never saw that animated, right?
Nuh-uh.
I don't think so.
I think we did.
I don't remember seeing it in DM.
I don't know. Fact check that. Was Hungry Burger ever in Duel Monsters? I felt wanting more from it. I think the legend cards are there to potentially have their own history and at the same time be an Easter egg for us. I pick Yuga to win. Goose picking Yuga. So far, I have not seen anyone go out on a limb and pick Neil or draw no result.
Someone will.
Goose, someone probably will. Goose, thank you so much for the donation, man. I seriously appreciate
I
it.
think you missed one. It was before Mega Karibo's donation.
What was the name?
No.
Wandering Soul.
Wandering Soul. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that's, remember Wonder Wings?
Yeah,
That's what I was just saying.
yeah. I
You got
noticed.
Oh, what is it?
Yep.
What are you doing?
Great opening.
Yep.
My bad. I should have
No,
been more hyped for that. I was like, yeah.
I know. I thought I sang. I thought I sang
Yeah,
it really
dude,
well too.
like,
What are you
what-
gonna do? Wandering Soul, thank you for the $3 dono. Can I say that I love Yuga's stupidity, amazing anime name for his maximum monster, Super Magitech Deity Magnum Overroad. Hope the summoning is great. That is the name of the second maximum monster that was revealed. Again, Super Magitech Deity Magnum Overroad. You're not summoning a monster like that and losing. So I
So
cannot
long.
wait. It's such a long name, dude. I love it.
Oh.
And Wandering Soul, thank you for the donation.
On that one.
Yuga Neil appearances. It was in the show, right?
It's not Duel Monsters Zexal Anarch 5
But it
apparently.
has like exclamation points
I don't
on
know
it,
what that means.
which usually is
Maybe it was in like the background.
this is a shot of
okay. It's a shot of the card, but not animated.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it was never summoned,
Okay.
but it was shown.
It could have been in the hand.
Yeah.
In the hand.
That's sick though. I would love a hungry burger.
Yeah, Goose, good pick.
Nom nom. Captain Rex donated $2.
Thank you, Cammy.
Said Blue Eyes Toon Dragon is back. Hashtag Mr. Goha equals Pegasus.
Oh, I love that. If Mr. Goha used tunes, that would fit.
That'd be
Takes
sick.
off the mask and it's somehow Pegasus.
Yugi boy.
Yuga boy.
Yuga boy.
I
That'd be
flip.
That would be great.
Roa boy. Yeah, that would be crazy, man. I love that theory. Yeah, it would be cool. I think tunes fits him.
Yeah.
Tunes fits
Yeah,
Mr.
it could work.
Goha.
It'd be terrifying.
Thank you for the dono, Cammy.
Hold on, sorry, I'm just copying one real quick.
Also, can we talk about how Roa broke his coffee table in this episode?
Yes.
Just trying to get through to Yuga, which I appreciate.
'Cause he's
but
a
I
good
just,
friend.
You know, he's intense sometimes. You know, the slamming a Roman against the window.
He's a
Now
little
he breaks his
aggressive.
But that's why
table.
Yuga went to him. Yuga knew that he would give it to him
Intense.
straight. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a little intense.
It's kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah, but when Yuga left, Roa said, "I hope you win."
Yeah.
Roa's rooting for Yuga.
Yeah.
He's come a long way.
I also like the reminders always to Roman about how she destroyed his apartment.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh,
she
yeah.
did. But yeah,
I mean, how much do you think it was to clean that apartment? It had to.
that had to be a
thousands.
lot.
Thousands.
They probably had to replace everything.
Oh yeah,
too.
everything.
It was a whole building too. That's a lot.
Yeah. Cammy Stein actually brings up a really good point here, and that we totally looked over about how Rook was like having a conversation with the phone operator,
We did overlook that,
which is
yeah.
hysterical.
It is. I mean, Rook is not an
Dead.
intelligent guy.
No, he's not.
He's just dumb as bricks.
Yeah.
That's
I-
okay.
I think that
Yeah.
verbatim. I
Yeah.
think that's what I said. Yeah.
yeah, and that's okay.
That's fine.
There's nothing
He's a
wrong
good
with that.
duelist.
Yeah. It makes
Hey,
him.
but
you
he-
can't argue with him there.
He's
Yeah.
he's the Chad duelist.
Because he knows the leader.
Top 3 power rankings.
All right.
Roy,
Best-
Yuga. Well, not in order, but
Of
In
any
order.
of any character.
If Yu-Gi-Oh.com
Ooh.
came to you and said, "We want you to write the top 3 power rankings for best duelists in the show," like they do with the best
Sevens.
NFL teams in sevens.
Okay.
What is your top 3
At this moment,
at this moment?
it's Rook, Neil, Yuga.
I completely agree.
Yep.
okay. So you don't think Neil overpowers Rook because he now has maximum summon?
Could be, but I can't bet against someone who hasn't lost yet.
I'm okay with
True.
Rook
True.
Neil
True.
Yuga or Neil Rook Yuga.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
if you said Neil, Rook, Yuga, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
I'd say
if
that.
I had to extend it to 4, Roman's 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I also, in a hypothetical where like my life is on the line,
yeah.
you know, completely same stakes, same environment, I'm picking Neil to save my life. I just feel like he has like the poise to just hold it together no matter what's thrown at him.
Yeah.
And without the kind of protagonist, you know, trope of they have to win, picking Neil.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Next dono.
Pseudo Rider donated $5.
Thank you, Pseudo Rider. Thank you so much, man.
Said, I think what the gang were saying at the end, where Yuga said, I appreciate the thought, was somehow sneaking into Goha to make Yuga's max monster.
Oh, I mean, that
Wow.
is actually not a horrible theory. So I mentioned this in the review. We actually did not talk about this yet. They clearly were revealing some sort of plan to Yuga that they did not want the audience to hear
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
for probably surprise purposes.
Yes, of course.
You guys have any idea what that plan is? I like that theory a lot. We know they're going to some sort of Goha lab to see Dark Magician Blue Eyes and Red Eyes
Yeah.
before they duel Neil. Is that maybe what their plan is?
I don't think that has anything to do with it. Sorry.
No,
it's
it's
fine.
It's fine.
To be determined. I don't know.
Shut it down.
Pseudo Rider, it's a good theory, man. Thank you for the donation. Keep picking well in the Pick'em League, man. You're doing really, really well. Win that PS4, man. Win that PS5.
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 That
Oh,
goes
you
for-
give my
that goes for-
PS4s, dude?
That goes for anyone that's doing well. I don't even have a PS5, dude.
Think of that pre-save, that link.
Otis Cunningham donated $5.
Thank you, Otis.
Otis.
Hello, Otis.
He's got to be upset that it's not spelled
Yeah.
O-T-I-S. So,
But, well,
Otis, my
it's-
thoughts and prayers.
It's still
Dang.
you though. We'll
That's
give you
tough.
that.
Yeah, and when you're listening to it in the background, your mom asks why we're talking about you. Still applies.
Yeah,
Still applies.
absolutely still applies. He said keep those legend card ideas coming, guys. Mokuba's writing them down,
Mo-
and I got Pegasus in the basement.
Well,
Nice.
wait, what?
That's a concerning message. Mokuba
Mokuba.
is obviously Kaiba's brother.
Always getting kidnapped.
But I guess he
Constantly.
kidnapped Pegasus in this hypothetical.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah,
like that. He's
that's
getting revenge.
different.
Yeah.
Because he kept him up in the tower.
Mhm.
You know,
I mean, Otis must have had a long day at work.
Yeah.
That message.
Then he climbed out of the tower and they put him right back in.
Otis, thank you for the donation, man. And hopefully we named a few more legend monsters. Hungry Burger, make it happen.
Barrett.
Barrett. Rest
it's
in
Barrett.
peace,
I-
Otis.
I do remember that
I
episode that
do.
you're talking
I know
about, Barrett.
exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
really messed up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He said like Otis from The Walking Dead. Shane shot him in the leg when they were fleeing the school, and he was devoured by walkers, which is absolutely
story.
true.
Spoilers for season 2 of Walking Dead.
Spoilers, yeah.
I mean, at this point,
I
that's,
mean,
that's
he
like
was
10 years
pre-
old.
Yeah,
right?
he was
It's a long
an
time,
irrelevant character too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Otis. Next dono, Jack Knight 21 donated $5.
Thank you again, Jack. Thank you, dude.
Said the casual deck I've been using is Zodiac.
Zodiac.
I like
Zodiac's
that.
back.
Zodiac. I build a 2017 deck list using Pendulum, Magicians, and Performapal in it.
Yeah.
I thought episode 24 was meh.
Yeah. That's it's interesting because a lot of the early initial reviews of 24 that I heard was very positive. In fact, a lot of people saying they liked it more than 23. And it seems there were actually a lot of people that also just it missed for them, which is interesting. Jack, thank you for your take there on the episode itself and for letting us know what deck you're using. Your take on Zodiacs, bro?
My takes on Zodiac. They used to be tier 0 a long time ago, and now they're not.
But they're going to be again, I've heard. I've heard they're making a comeback. Do you think that's
Ah.
true?
I don't know. We'll see.
Do you buy into the Zodiac hype?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Just gives it to you like it is, man.
Zodiacs, Pen Magicians, Performapals. Jack, a lot of throwbacks there. I love it, man. Good luck and keep the duel. He did say casual deck, so that's his for fun deck.
Oh,
So keep up the dueling, dude. Right? I mean, casual deck.
yeah.
And my casual deck in Duel Links is, level 4 beatdown, where I have 15 level 4 vanilla monsters that have high attacks with, United We Stand. That's it. That's all it is.
That's really
By the way, if I play that
America.
competitive, I get smoked,
oh,
killed,
yeah.
massacred, and then I get hate messages from the people that I played saying that I'm a disgrace.
You're a mean man, Dylan.
Well, yeah.
Has that actually happened before?
No, they don't let you send messages to
Oh,
people you
'cause-
duel.
So you're saying it would happen if you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack, thank you for the donation.
Next dono is from TNX Rail, donated £5.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, dude.
Roman has been written really good so far. 3-1 in 26 episodes. Another duel to come by 30, maybe.
Yeah, so Thomas, I spoke on it a little bit. I completely agree. I consider this to be a bit of an off-screen win. So if people wanted to say she's only really had 2 legitimate wins, I'm not going to argue that. I've always been a big anti-off-screen win counting guy. And again, I'm not going to change my stance on that just because it fits the narrative of to support a character that I like. But even without this off-screen win, she's still on a very good pace right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's been written very well. I think the dueling results have been great. And I'm excited to see her hopefully get another win right after Yuga Neil when she uses her guitar mecha monster, the new ace that she has. So I think there's a chance that when we hit the 30s, Roman has 4 wins, 3 of them being focused 1v1 duels, and her only loss to the main protagonist. That's the best dueling start that any Yu-Gi-Oh girl has gotten off to, and that's not even debatable anymore.
No.
If she gets another win, not even debatable.
Which is crazy.
Even her first duel when she didn't even have her deck.
When she didn't even have her deck.
And she was also kind of not trying to be good because
Right.
she was
She
a
wasn't
spy
interested.
at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Right.
So,
And you always, I think, can overlook when you lose to the main protagonist.
Yes.
So, from a dueling perspective, if Roman does get another win in the next 5 episodes, I mean, you can't ask for much more.
I'm going to put her ahead of you.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Especially when she's had her supper, then she's, or hasn't, excuse me.
True. Or she's just angry because she can't shed tears.
Yeah.
All true.
Next dono.
Yeah.
Okay. Captain Rex donated $2.
Thank you, Cammy.
Said everyone, Sevens could be Vrains 2.0.
Yeah. I've talked about it.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah. I was underneath.
Just clarifying, just making sure we're on the same page.
This guy.
I didn't say negatively.
Right.
I was just saying.
No, Pete, your thoughts on that, bro?
I mean, it would be awesome. It's just there's no way it's gonna happen.
Nick T, your thoughts on that, bro?
On what?
Reigns 2.0.
Wouldn't prefer it. It was good. I liked Brain, but I prefer this to be better than Brains.
You know, I like that. And going into a Yu-Gi-Oh show, I always want it to be the best Yu-Gi-Oh show ever.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
And I don't think it needs to be the best Yu-Gi-Oh show ever to be better than Brains.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm not saying
I just
Brains
want to
is
see
the
some
worst.
D-wheels. Is that?
I'm just
so
saying,
much
like, it's not number one.
He feels empowered by you.
I do
to
feel
speak
I
out
feel, yeah, I do.
against Vrains.
Yes,
so
I
you
do.
really didn't like Vrains.
No, I liked Brains, but it's
But it's
not number
amazing.
one. So
I've never said that it was number
no,
one.
but you said I would like every show to be the best Yu-Gi-Oh ever. And I'm saying it doesn't need to be the best
Well,
Yu-Gi-Oh ever to be
it
better
just-
than Brains.
But do you feel comfortable putting a show ahead of Vrains, even though you haven't finished any of the other Yu-Gi-Oh shows?
Duel Monsters.
Have you finished Duel Monsters?
No, it doesn't matter. My initial watch through, I've watched enough of it to
that
enjoy
you-
it more.
You're putting ahead of brains.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not arguing with your ranking of putting Duel Monsters.
We're
ahead
saying
of
I haven't
Vrains.
finished any of them, but I mean I've gotten enough of the at least the sub of, the dub of Duel Monsters to enjoy it more.
Then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I was just seeing where you were in the dub of Duel Monsters.
Yes.
Pete, your thoughts?
I just want D-wheels, man.
I know.
Give me some D-wheels.
Yeah, and I would say so far I'm enjoying 5Ds more than I enjoyed Reigns.
Yeah, again, for me, I put Vrains like in my 3-4 range. of
Yeah,
the six.
and that's fair. Yeah, exactly.
As opposed
Not
to
ranking sevens.
Some people that would put it probably dead last.
I don't. Yeah, I would.
You don't have to say probably.
Yeah.
You just gotta lean into it, man. You just gotta lean into it.
No, I already did. I accepted it.
Fine.
He looked at his phone and he just goes, man, we got to wrap
Hey,
up.
listen.
It's getting late.
Listen. Reigns is over. So you survived it, bro.
You got through.
No, I did. Look, honestly, look, and I'm gonna say this, all right? When I was watching through Vins for the first time ever, me watching any of the Yu-Gi-Oh series because I've watched them all, did I get so bored that I actually wanted to stop watching
I
for a
remember you
while?
told me that, yeah, I
like
remember
I've
you
never
told me that.
felt that way. So that says something. The fact that that's the only show that I've ever felt that way, where I'm like, I honestly don't feel like continuing. And maybe I'll binge watch it like later after a few episodes. I only continued watching it because I made the thumbnails for you.
Oh, well, thank
and
you.
I need to watch it in order to like know how I'm gonna make
Yeah,
the thumbnail.
I appreciate
But
that.
like honestly,
And
I felt
I told you
You're a real
you
one.
could stop. I remember I told you specifically while Vrains was airing, I was like, listen, if you're not enjoying the show, don't keep watching just to make the thumbnails. I
Well,
did say that. But
I'm also a
appreciate
very
you.
dedicated Yu-Gi-Oh watcher, so I will watch it all the way through.
Yeah.
No matter what, because that's how loyal I am.
Yeah.
You know, I got to see it all the way through. That's how I am.
I appreciate
Zexal.
Yeah.
You like Dark 5 more than Vrains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot of the characters more. The story was more interesting. It fell
fair.
apart, obviously. We all know that. But it was still more enjoyable,
That's
I
fair.
would say.
It's fair. I don't agree, but it's
He
fair.
also did those thumbnails for you because he knew that you were lost without him.
You were
You,
lost.
I was.
You weren't going to get through.
Thumbnails are the only thing keeping my channel above water.
That's what's bringing in the views. And then,
Yeah.
so you get credit for the view, and then they click on it, they hear your voice, and they go, this is terrible, and they just get out.
Yeah, this is not a review.
Yeah.
As some,
Yours not critical.
as some critics would say. I mean, they're probably not
You shouldn't
wrong.
call it a review because you're not
You
critical.
shouldn't
of
call it a review. You should call it a fan discussion. All right. I almost said the name.
Oh,
Kate,
we're getting
next Dono,
dangerous.
please.
Next Dono. Norton Perez donated $2.
Oh,
no,
Norton, thank you.
no message, just
No
$2.
message. Well, Norton
Thank
Press,
you.
thank you for the
Thank you.
donation. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I hope you have a great night, my man. Thank you, dude.
I don't know what.
Then he donated $5.
Wow, Norton, thank you.
And
Oh.
said, I think the mystery kid / person talking to Goha via phone at the end of episode 2 will be involved very soon.
I don't disagree with that. I think that's one of the most unanswered aspects of the show. Who was that young girl talking to Mr. Goha on the phone that said Rush Duels are fun, and he just laughed?
This is his daughter.
Could be his daughter.
How
We're just
ironic would
assuming
that
it's
be?
someone young, because look at Mimi, right? I mean, she looks young
Yeah,
and
but
sounds
you're
young,
right,
but she's 30, whatever.
I don't know if Mimi necessarily sounds young,
She sounds pretty young.
Young
For a
enough.
for a 30-year-old, she sounds
but
young.
that girl sounded younger than Mimi.
yeah.
If you go back
but-
and re-listen to that, that sounded like an infant.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'm going to
I
take
don't
it,
remember
you're not an
infant.
infant, but I'm going to take it on the knowledge
Like a
that,
6-year-old.
that
Yeah.
Mimi is,
infant 6-year.
that's a rare thing that she's a 37-year-old adult but sounds like a child.
Right.
Right? We can't assume everyone's like that. She's the outlier.
Right.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
assume that that's a kid.
Mhm.
And I think it'd be cool if it was his daughter, right?
I
How
re-
ironic would it be, right?
Yeah.
Because like he's trying to stop the Rush duels or at least profit off of himself. Now his daughter comes in and goes, "Wow, these are really fun." So it's in his household that
And
he
he's
comes
like,
home to
"Shit."
every day.
Yeah.
He's like, so he just laughs about it. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, all right.
I would love a Mr. Goha focused
Yeah.
on.
Yes.
I just thought of something interesting with the whole daughter thing. What if she enjoys Rush Duel so much she goes underneath her dad
Yeah.
and joins, let's say,
That'd
that
be great.
future tournament,
That'd be great.
Man.
and that would be great.
Family
go,
drama
baby.
is where I want to be at.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
and
we
then
go.
Mr. Goha live on camera disowns his own daughter.
I don't know. He would do that.
I have to jump to
That's
that
dark,
extreme.
but-
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You are no longer.
And then he sends her to space.
Oh, to be with Beep Boop.
We would be boop.
Oh boy!
Sor-
All right,
Soraka.
next dono.
I couldn't
And
remember her
Norton
name.
Norton Prez, thank you so much, Norton. I seriously appreciate it, man. I think you're right. I think that's one of the most unanswered questions right now of the show, and I think
For
we're gonna
sure.
get something about her soon.
XSlayer64 donated $5.
Thank you, X Slayer.
Said it would be so cool to see a Rush Dragon drag year's maximum monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be
Yeah.
lit,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That'd be
Rook,
sick.
Rook
Do
is
it.
the other one that I think will get a maximum.
Of course,
I don't
he's
think
the
Roman
best
and
duelist
Gagato
Yeah.
will. Rook will.
right now.
Ro is gonna get one too.
Rook and Roa, and Mr. Goha. Those are my 5 predictions.
Holding on to that one to the grave. Huh?
He is, for sure.
No, he's got to.
He has to.
He has to.
Mr. Goha.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That's obvious.
Goosey Q donated $5.
Goose and X Slayer, thank you so much, man.
Yes, that
Goose,
was-
thank
yeah,
you, dude.
Thank you.
Let's see.
It would be cool.
Words.
Goose said it would be cool to see Yuga lose, and the next arc is focused on Mr. Goha / Otis, and Yuga is recovering from his loss. Everyone else will be learning how to max summon.
That would be great.
I even know.
It would be great,
do
but
if
the
that
only
happens.
flaw in that, Goose, is if Yuga loses,
They're deleted.
none of them can duel. All the accounts
Yeah.
are deleted.
So they just create fake accounts.
Yeah.
We're like
It's really
talking
not
like
that
deep web,
complicated.
like
Yeah.
hacking.
Burner Rush duel account.
Yeah. I could see it happening. Or
Coleman Ririshima.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Or there's like some stipulation that like you win this and you can get your account back. or
Yeah,
something.
like
Yeah,
there's
no,
something like
tournament. It's like
Yeah.
get a new account.
It would be
Yeah.
crazy. I just cannot see Yuga
Nah.
losing.
It'd be awesome.
It would
though.
be awesome.
It would
But
be lit.
Goose, that would be cool. I think they could go down that route. Even if they win, where everyone still tries to maximum summon,
Yeah.
you just wouldn't have Yuga recovering from a loss. But we'll see what they do, Goose. Thank you for the dono, man. I really do appreciate it.
Goose.
Goose.
Nicholas Horton donated £2.
Thank you, Nick.
Nice.
Said, I hope we get news on the new opening.
Yeah,
it's
right.
kind of weird that we haven't yet, Nicholas. And I'm going to be honest with you. If we do not hear anything, what's today's date? Can someone fact check that?
The 18th.
If we do not hear news on a new opening within the next 3 days, within the next 72 hours, I don't think the opening is going to change when this arc changes. I think we're going to be with this opening for another maybe 15 episodes.
As long as they change the.
Well, they got to change the visuals, right?
Yeah, of
Because
course,
the
yeah.
problem is everything in the opening, once Yuga maximum summons, has happened. Every
Yes.
single thing. The only thing that has not happened yet in the opening
Is that?
the massive gun mecha in the middle of Goha City. And that's going to happen in this next duel. So you have to, if you're going into a new arc, you have to change the opening. No news on it yet, Nicholas, but I expect pretty strongly we're going to hear something over the next 3 days on a new opening. And thank you for the donation, my man.
Next 3 donos and last 3 donos so far are through the link.
Thank you guys so much for using the link. I mean, I really do
Thank you.
appreciate it. Let me take a look, a little gander. Give the golden goose a gander. Let's see. Entame, thank you.
Not a good idea to give him a Tonight Show.
Thank you so much for the $2 donation. And I want to say, Entame subs, she's the lovely human being that subs
Yes.
the
the
show.
only reason
Yes.
this entire show is
There's-
possible.
Yes,
Right,
because of
probably.
her.
We'd be floundering.
Entame is, we would be floundering. The anxiety of, is it going to be subbed by Wednesday?
Yeah. Is it going to be watchable?
Is it going to
Yeah.
be Nick T level reading subs over there?
Entame Subs is going to be appearing
I find
as
him
a
attractive.
guest on this stream on December 4th, the season finale of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up, where we review the entire probably first season and this arc. So, Entame subs, we cannot wait.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm
we
stoked.
cannot wait for you to
Only
be here.
2 weeks.
I'm very
Yeah.
excited to see the end of this arc. I think Neil will continue to be an important character, especially he was described as changing the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Prediction, Neil makes Yuga some Sevens Road Udon in episode 27. That is an interesting prediction. I don't think Neil is, even if Neil stays in the picture, Entame, and thank you for the donation, which I think he could. I don't think he's going to play the role that like Roa has played, where he becomes kind of friendly with the group.
I can't
I
see
think
it.
Neil will kind of be like how Revolver was to Playmaker, where we can be allies, but we're not really allies.
Yeah.
I think that's the relationship that Neil and Yuga will have going forward, even if Neil, well, really if Neil stays around after Yuga defeats him, if Yuga defeats him. The other point of that is I think Neil already has changed the game in a massive way because of the maximum summoning.
Summoning method.
Yeah, and so he was described as a very important character in that V-Jump article, and that makes me hope that he's going to stay around. I just don't know what role or purpose he's going to have in the show once he's defeated, which will be really interesting to
fair,
watch.
like a Revolver, when he was beaten, right? Did we really see him lasting the entire rest of the show and in the role that he took?
No.
No. Yeah.
No. So I'm sure they're way more creative than we are. So
They are.
They could write something there.
And Entame, thank you again for the message. Entame subs, once again, will be appearing on this show December 4th. We cannot wait to have her. Really excited for that. Going to be good. Make sure you do not miss it. Maybe Caliber will be back by then, but probably not.
Probably
for those
not,
wondering, an update
there was
on
a couple people that asked.
Yeah, for those wondering, an update on Calibro, who's obviously part of the five of us. He is been closely exposed to people with COVID.
Yeah, very.
His roommate has COVID, is not feeling well, so our thoughts go out to her. Hopefully, she starts to feel a little better. So, best case scenario, probably maybe mid-December.
And we also should say, Caliber at the moment did test
negative. Yeah,
he
However,
did.
he's still living there every day, so there's
Yeah.
a chance that he can eventually get it.
Yeah.
So he's self-quarantined.
We essentially need to wait for his roommate to test negative, and then we probably need to wait another 2 weeks after that
but
before
hey,
I would feel
he's
comfortable.
being a very, very responsible adult.
He is.
So we
I mean, we wouldn't. I wouldn't
yeah,
have him.
we
but
hope
he didn't.
He does
imply-
well, and
yeah.
his roommate does well, and everyone else. So.
Yeah, obviously we wouldn't
Yeah.
hang out with
No.
someone who was in contact, but he also never made the effort to.
Never.
Yeah, no, he
rightly.
was really good
So-
about
He was
it.
very smart and
Take
understanding
things
about it.
seriously out there.
course.
Yeah, so I think best case scenario for those wondering his return, probably mid-December, and I think worst case
Hopefully
scenario
we'll get
might
him
be.
back for a certain thing.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm worried about that. Worst case
That's
scenario is
getting more worrisome.
probably late
Yeah.
January. I think
Yeah.
worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah. Because some people get infected, they have it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think
Hopefully he
worst.
just doesn't get infected.
Hopefully he doesn't.
That's the thing, because you
Yeah.
can just cycle through.
Worst
Yeah.
case is January, February, I
Yeah.
think. So there's just an update on Calibro. But
It's funny though. Speaking of Calibro, one of his ex-lovers reached out to me and wanted to phone in on the Samanda.
Amanda.
No, Samanda.
Yeah, I know what he's saying. Yes.
She wants to phone in.
Samanda.
Yeah. Went to Ryder with him.
I don't know a Samanda. Oh, I do know a Samanda. Why did she reach out to you? I didn't mean that in a dick way. I'm just.
I mean, it kind of came off.
no,
like
but why did she reach out to you for what?
Just trying to.
You want to finish that? You know what? No, I see Barrett. I thought you meant the Cinco de Mayo girl. That's who I thought you were
No,
talking
there
about.
actually is a Samanda that went to Ryder.
Yeah,
DA.
do not answer that.
Yeah.
Barrett Letty, he'll probably be on the channel tomorrow night. Don't answer that.
I thought you had it. I thought you had it.
He almost did.
No,
have it.
but yeah, it's funny that he picked. Barrett picked that name at random, but there is a girl that Calibro and DJ were friends with named Samanda with a D.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Worked out.
Not the Cinco de Mayo girl. That was Samantha.
No. Yeah, that was yeah.
Church
Boston,
of
as we like
Flapple,
to
thank
call
you
it.
for the
We're all friends
$2 donations. I really appreciate that, Church. Thank you. Faithful, loyal Appleton hater, precious, powerful, lovable, eternal. Subscribe to Dylan, or I'll send you an Appleton message. And how does Pete feel about Roman getting a win without the hangry mode? By the way, unless you already covered it, I was AFK. Pete, first win, involuntary hangry mode. Second win, involuntary hangry mode. Third win, no hangry mode, but off screen.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
So really,
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Of course I want to see Roman duel, But yeah, if she won straight up and it was a way to, have them realize the power inside them or whatever, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I want to see an on-screen, literal, like, straight up win.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm not mad about it.
Cool.
She's off to a great start. So.
Cool. There's Pete's thoughts. Church, thank you for donating. And that is gonna start the wrap-up process, isn't it? Of a long, fun stream.
We have one more.
Okay.
Captain Rex donated $2.
Thank you, Captain Rex.
Said Neil theory, teaching the maximum summoning. So
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
he walks us through it, our characters.
Yuga is going to learn it, I think, on his own in the next episode. And so I feel like if anyone's going to teach it to the rest of the crew, it would be Yuga, right? Rather than Neil. But in a way, Neil did teach them all how to max. He was the first one to do it.
Yeah.
So without Neil, no one ever maximum summons. So it's not a horrible theory. Yeah. Cammy, thank you. That's going to wrap things up here, guys. Yeah. You guys are amazing to me, to us. This stream would not be possible without the generosity and kindness of you. Even if you choose not to donate, which is, of course, always completely 100% fine. The generosity of being here, of tuning in, of watching, of commenting, that's more than I could ever ask for on a week-in, week-out basis. Thank you for making Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! One of the most viewed podcasts, Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime-wise, in the world. I really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing to me. You're amazing to all of us. I have all of their socials, everything you're going to need to follow these four amazing people, linked down below. I stream on Twitch. If you want to follow me over there, I'm live Mondays and Thursdays, maybe adding another stream into the week at some point soon, but Mondays and Thursdays on Twitch, currently shiny hunting. I have a couple 24-hour streams coming up. The DK64 one is next Friday, so 9 days from now, I have another 24-hour stream celebrating 1,000 followers where I will be playing Donkey Kong 64 for 24 hours trying to beat that game. So definitely follow me there if that's something you are interested in. But
And,
thank you for all your amazing support.
what's it going to be?
It's going to be bananas.
Thank you.
So make sure you're there. I'm going to let these guys go down the table and follow them all down below.
All right.
Thank you.
My channel is Legendary Duels on YouTube. My Facebook, I have a Facebook fan page also called Legendary Duels, and you could also follow me on Twitter at Legendary Duels. I do character decks, character duels, and I do streaming now. I do Duel Links content as well, so if you want to join my streams, I usually stream Fridays or Saturdays, usually Saturdays. So yeah, if you want to come through the stream and just have some fun, do some fun character duels, and I also do top fives and other stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to follow me and check it out, then by all means, please subscribe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I need to subscribe. I'm gonna go through the whole thing. Actually, it's less so now because Dylan actually added the one to the bio.
He did?
Add it.
Good.
So first off, you can go follow my hardcore band Mom Fight on all platforms. Mom Fight NJ, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's on Bandcamp. You name it. On all the streaming platforms. I've got my own personal solo music coming up. Actually, in just about 2 weeks, our first singles, my first single's coming out December 4th, Magic 8 Ball. It's Nameling, Nameling, NJ, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Go follow them. It'll be streaming everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, you name it. Also, I stream on Twitch Sunday and Monday nights. Lately, I've been doing WarioWare Inc., which actually I just finished. I think I'm going to be doing Fire Emblem next. But I've just been doing emulated games, so come hang out with me. Nick Fights Moms on Twitch, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That was good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been rehearsing.
He stands in the mirror every night before he goes to bed and says that whole spiel.
If I mess up, 10 times. If I mess up once, I restart.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Kate Barney on Twitter and Instagram, so follow me if you want to.
Hell yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I run a channel, Clueless Gamers, on YouTube. So if you're into some old content there that you want to check out, it's been a little inactive these days. But something that is active is I do a bi-weekly podcast, football podcast with my friend Brian. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. The next episode will be out this coming Sunday, so you can look forward to that. And follow me on Twitter at PeteVaccaro21.
Awesome. And
yeah.
since Cal's not here, I'll promote for him. Cal Breezy on Twitch. He's streaming right now and streams often.
No, he doesn't deserve it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not very nice.
Thank you guys so much for everything. You guys are incredible. Thank you guys so much for everything. You guys are
pause.
incredible. JC, thank you. Nick T, thank you. Kate,
No
thank you.
problem.
Pete, thank you. You guys rock.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next
Love you.
week for more Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens Up. Have a great night, everyone. We're almost at the weekend. And I hope you have an amazing
Amazing
day.
day.
Take
See
care,
ya.
everyone.
Night.
Stay
Good
safe.
night.
Stay warm.
See you later.
A little bit of a delay here. Hold on.
Wow.